Like our
Yeah.
furnace and our AC unit. Well, our AC unit's not on the ceiling; it's on the ground. But like all the stuff runs through the ceiling.
Right, right.
So I don't know what's going on, but it seems like I never get any fucking cool air in here,
Yeah.
or really heat for that
Yeah,
matter.
one room like that in our house. Yeah, one room that's really slow. So I even just, I literally just took the fucking vent out,
Because
like
it was
the
just, what's
thing
the
that
point?
directs the air. Yeah, well, it's like, yeah, less air is going to come through with that thing on. So,
So
and
just
it
to
didn't
get it
really matter
even
what
just a
direction
little
it was
bit more.
flowing. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it was like we don't care where it goes. We just
Yeah.
need more. Any small amount more would make a difference. Yeah. Yeah, I can
Yeah.
regulate my room
And
fairly
anything has to be
decently in
better
the
than this.
winter though, because I have a window. So when it gets too warm, I can just open the window. But in the really like the hot summertime, it gets
Yeah.
pretty ridiculous.
Yeah. That fucking sucks, dude.
Yeah.
Because dealing with heat, for me, dude, dealing with the heat is the fucking worst. Because
Well, yeah, you
if it's
can you
cold,
can
you can put more
oh
clothes on. You
exactly. You
can
can
close the
always put on more
window.
clothes. You get a blanket. You get hand warmers. Like I have a bunch of those fucking little hand warmers. The little what are they called? Hot hands or something? Fucking things. The ones you tear open the
Uh,
package. It's like a little thing full of like black sand, and it just heats the shit up out of your hands.
yeah,
I got those
yeah. It's like,
for my hands, but I've also got ones with like a sticky pad on it. So you just stick it like in the middle between your shoulder blades if you could reach there, I suppose.
all right.
But seriously, like that will warm you up so fucking quick because
Yeah,
it's right near some like relatively close to the surface bloodline. So you put a heating pad right between just at the top of your shoulder blades, like right below your neck, in the middle there, and it'll warm you up, make you feel much warmer quickly. But yeah,
yeah.
I
Always
love
nice.
I love cold because you can always warm up in like a myriad of different ways. Hide in the blankets, put on
Yeah,
clothes. I mean, if I really
yeah.
was needed it, I could get like a personal like heater or something, one of those little fucking electric heaters you just pop in and turn on. But
Yeah, with heat, with hot, like you can be fucking buck naked, dude. It ain't gonna fucking matter.
yep, because it just
It's
stays
gonna be hot,
hot.
dude.
Oh
Yeah.
goddamn.
Other than like shaving your head, that helps a lot. But
I do that, yeah, actually. Not because of the heat. I just shave my head because it's easier just to like break out a fucking razor, one of those little electric razors,
yeah,
shave my head and my face like every day. It just takes 5 to 10 minutes, and then you don't got to go buy a
yeah,
haircut, and you don't got to fucking deal with people. People are bad.
yeah. Same here. I would say it's probably been. I would say at least 15 years
Yeah, it's been a long time since I
since
got
I've
a
paid for
haircut
a
too.
haircut.
Yeah, and kids
Yeah,
like
probably
at a
closer
certain
to 20,
point,
really.
I started to get some bald spots on top too, and I was just like, what's the point in growing my hair if there's these big old bald spots anyway? Like, might as well just shave the whole thing and be done with it, and not worry about it.
Yeah, I've been lucky on that. I've still got a full head of hair.
Yeah, I
But
mean they're not massive bald spots. Like my brother's is way worse than mine, but they're Friar Tuckish enough that it's just like, all right, it's just time to time to give up on trying to grow hair. Of course,
that's
then
true.
again, if I could have chosen to be completely like, if I could take a pill to give me alopecia, I'd be fucking in. Like like the Will
That
Smith's
would be
cunt
fucking
wife gets all
awesome.
mad about it, but I'd be like, that'd be the fucking bomb. I'd be so happy.
Yeah, that would be fucking great.
I knew a dude that had it actually, like, and he had like real full on alopecia, the one where like you got no hair over your whole body, and
Oh wow.
he didn't seem terribly bothered. He was like, yeah, it's a
Yeah,
little
I
bit of a
wouldn't
pain in the
think.
ass because sweat gets in my eyes instead of in my eyebrows, but like, you know, he was sort of the opinion of like, well, I mean, if I had to have something that was like a incurable permanent disease, at least it's not harmful in any way. Like he's like, I could have had
Yeah,
AIDS or
yeah,
cancer or some other horrible fucking thing, and all this is to let
yeah.
my
It's
hair grow.
essentially cosmetic, really.
Yeah.
Right? I mean, there's no real actual like medical issues for it, right? Other than just not
No, it
having hair.
literally just keeps your hair from growing. essentially what happens is in alopecia, your immune system sees your hair follicles as like diseases that it has to fight, so it kills them.
Yeah.
It attacks the follicles that grow your hair, and then once those are gone,
Yeah.
and it's gotten rid of them, like they can't regenerate. And then you're bald forever. Although there is apparently a pill that's being developed that should like cure alopecia or at least mitigate the symptoms a little bit. Though I am of the opinion that maybe there is a lot of cures for a lot of things that just aren't being given to people.
Right. Right.
You know what I mean? Like you look at like what is
That's
it?
a
The recent thing that
possibility.
came out on Twitter, like 50% of Biden's followers were bots.
Wow.
Yeah,
There isn't that many to begin with. That's fucking hilarious.
yeah. Like literally, like they're looking at the vast majority of most of the left wing followers are bots in a lot of cases. Like there was one Twitter guy that posted a thing. He had 50,000, like somewhere between 50,000 and 51,000 followers. And when they finally, because you know the whole Elon Musk thing is going on, and he's obviously paused it because if the vast majority of followers on a lot of these major accounts that are their money makers are bots, then there's the value they were selling it to him for was way over the top for what it really is worth. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah. Yeah.
it's not worth anything to him at this
Hmm.
point because it's all fake. It's all phony show and stuff like that. And they even tried to say like threaten him with lawsuits because he's exposing some of this. But this dude had only like 90 real followers after the purge.
Wow.
Yeah,
That's
and
fucking.
he thought, and there were
Yeah.
people that
Yeah.
he
Not
talked to on a
surprising.
regular basis that he thought were completely real people that just don't
Wow.
exist.
Of course he did. No, it does that in real life all the time nowadays.
Yeah, well, and that's what I say when people are talking about like, oh, I'm worried about expressing this and that opinion. It's like, well, yeah, but you're probably in the majority. You just don't think you are because these bots
Yeah.
have made us all believe that there's this vast majority of people who are these lunatic leftists. But in reality, it's probably more like 5 to 10% of society that just won't shut the fuck up and have
Yeah.
zero tolerance and can't be reasoned with or talked to by anybody. So when you deal
Yeah.
with them in public, then nobody wants to deal with them because the second you start saying anything they don't agree with, they just start screaming and shouting and throwing temper tantrums in public. So nobody wants to get involved
Yeah.
at all. Everybody just wants to stay as fucking far away as
Yeah.
they
They're
can.
just
They
like,
don't want to
that
get
seems
caught
like a
up in it.
fucking headache.
Yeah,
They're like,
even
yeah,
though
I
it's like
disagree with that, but I don't want to get involved with that fucking
yeah,
lunatic.
exactly. Even though it's you and like 20 other people to each one of those fuckers. You know, and to be fair, like those 20 other people may not necessarily agree with you, but they just don't agree with that guy. You know what I mean? Like they
Yeah.
run the
Yeah.
gamut in like left and right. It's not, it's not like we're like
Yeah.
90% fucking right wing people in the US at all.
Yeah. Indeed. Yeah, I think it's the same thing. I think Amber Heard has a lot of bots going too, mainly because she's accused Johnny of that. Johnny and his team, Johnny
Oh,
Depp
that
and his
makes
team
sense.
of it.
Yeah. It seems like something she would do to like
So
throw off the sense of her own like guilt.
yeah, it's a tendency of the borderlines. I noticed when I was thinking back to like the relationship with the ex, that she would like fucking tell me that I'm fucking super moody and all this shit. Well, I guess I kind of am. I'm fucking bipolar, but so is she. You know what I mean?
I mean,
Like
I've known
way
you for a
more
few years
drastic
now, and
things
I
than
would
me.
not say you're that moody. This might be because you're not,
Yeah,
you've grown up since then, or like it's been, years since you were in a relationship with her, but you're not somebody I would
yeah. Well,
classify as moody.
it's something I've worked on and put a lot of fucking effort into. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It used to be really bad when I was younger, and again, before I started actually working on keeping myself balanced and shit. Yeah, it was definitely true in the past, dude.
Oh, yeah.
And
Fair
it's
enough.
definitely a fucking effort to keep it that way.
Hey, you would know yourself better.
Yeah, indeed. Yeah, I just again kind of have to constantly monitor my mood. I mean, it's kind of easy at this point. Like at first, it was very difficult, but I've been doing it for fucking 3 decades or whatever.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. You finally you got to the point where you're like, yeah, it's what I do.
Yeah, this is part of the job. This is part of the deal. Oh god.
Oh man. So
But
oh,
yeah, I
let's
don't
see.
know. You're probably not following the whole Depp and Amber Heard trial thing,
I've
right?
I've been following it at a distance. Like I'm not following every little twist and turn. I'm just
Yeah,
like seeing little snippets here and there. Like I saw a little thing where they clipped together just this one lawyer on Heard's team trying to like ask a question that she shouldn't have been asking because there just wasn't any way to ask it
it
without.
was leading.
Yeah, well,
Yeah, dude,
it was
that was
like
great.
10 minutes of the other lawyer going objection, leading question, objection, leading question, objection, leading question. Until the lawyer just finally gave up
Yeah,
and stopped trying to ask the question with different words because it's like
yeah,
it's always
yeah.
going to be a leading question. You dumb bitch, stop.
Yeah, that's when even the judge was like, "It's still leading." Like the fifth time she tried to ask. Oh yeah, that was the other thing because for the longest time, like, because I follow like Nick Rekieta, he's been doing like live casting it basically. I don't really watch that, but I watch like the because I followed some of the trial live, but for the most part, I just kind of watch the recap. But anyways, like for the longest time through the fucking early parts of the trial, like all she would do is just add if any. So she'd be like, "What if any things happened or whatever," and that seemed to somehow fucking be like the magic word or whatever. Like
Oh
she would
yeah,
literally just add the if any. Yeah, instead of just what, she would add what if any, and that was somehow the judge was letting it go for a long time. And I think it was actually today or yesterday when she got an objection. So the other lawyer got an objection sustained, but she's like, well, I said, but what if any? And she's like, yeah, that's not a magic key. Like literally, the judge said that. I'm actually curious if the judge actually got that feedback from somebody. Like, hey, just saying what if any doesn't magically, overrule an objection.
yeah. I don't know what state they're in, but there's a potential that
Virginia.
that judge might have to like run for election because like different states
Yeah,
have
it's
different rules as far as judges go. In
yeah,
some states, you vote for
yeah,
judges, and in other states,
yeah.
they're just
Virginia.
appointed.
I I don't know what the rules are in Virginia, but that's where the trial is. Because basically, it's
It could be that
the
whoever her
op-ed, I guess.
superiors are, yeah, it could be her superiors in some way, shape, or form. Were like, yeah, you need to fucking stop. Like that's not gonna fucking cut
Yeah.
it anymore. That's the last one today. Like
Mhm. Yeah, but for the judge to literally say that, dude, yeah, it's not a magic word that just makes it okay. Like you're literally just saying adding if any to whatever your fucking question was.
yeah, fucking
Oh god,
retarded.
it was funny to hear her actually say that because they, again, a lot of the fucking because I like to watch lawyers watch the shit. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah, you know what?
Because they're gonna know the actual law.
That would definitely be a lot more interesting than just seeing the snippets that I've seen. If there was some sort of like
Yeah.
uh guy who actually understands the law somewhat, like giving commentary.
Mhm. Yeah, because again, I can be like, that doesn't seem right, but I don't know the fucking law. So it's
Right?
nice to have the lawyers watching it.
And
Plus,
there's a
Nick
lot of
Rekieta,
laws that are just
yeah,
morally fucking horrible, like just abhorrent.
yeah, yeah. And again, like, because yeah, Nick Rekieta is pretty entertaining anyway. He's a good dude. Um, but yeah, because they'll actually explain like why, because I'll be like wondering like why isn't that admissible, and they'll like literally explain why something isn't admissible, or like, well, the judge didn't let it in. Like, I guess she could have under this thing here, but I guess she decided not to, or you know what I mean? They like explain the law, like,
Yeah.
yeah, like why shit's happening. or why it's potentially not happening, that kind of shit.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah, it's dude. Dude, today they were because there's like I think it's like 100 people that can fit into the courtroom as as just observers or whatever, and there's people like camping out, like literally from like the time like an hour after it closes at night. They will literally be in line to get in.
Wow.
Yeah, 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 and like the and like Ricardo actually today had one of the guys on that is currently taking meticulous notes, and they're literally like saying like, yeah, the jury, because they're doing a lot of video depositions, which is basically shit that was pre-recorded, you know.
Yeah.
And so they're just playing a tape in the courtroom, and they're like, yeah, the jury is bored out of their fucking minds. Like they're drawing and doodling and fucking. I guess they're trying to pretend they're taking notes. They're obviously not taking notes.
I wonder if
And
the
they're like,
jury
yeah, this
has
one
already
guy.
basically made up their minds at this point. I would assume
That's
that barring some
that's the
sort of
feeling that all of the
giant
observers
thing
have
coming
said.
up. Yeah, I was thinking like barring some sort of
Yeah,
giant revelation or some sort of like incredibly compelling evidence that just dropped all of a sudden. Like most of them have probably already decided, like, yeah, it was definitely defamation of character, or no, it wasn't, and he should just shut up, you know. And I would imagine that it really just
yeah,
boils
yeah.
down to
I think they
whatever
have.
their personal politics are. I don't think it's going to be a case where they're judging based on the case's merits.
It seems to be, from what they're saying, the people that are actually in the courtroom is most of them are bored. Nobody really seems to like Amber Heard. This one guy fucking hates her, like actively fucking hates her. Like
Mm.
it's obvious he hates her. Like that's how bad it is, dude.
Oh, is he like
Because
always
when
staring
Amber Heard was,
daggers at at her?
yeah, pretty
And
much.
it's not Johnny
Apparently,
Depp, right? Because that would make
Amber Heard,
sense.
what right. Yeah, so like when she was testifying, like she was constantly looking over towards the jury. Um but like I guess one of the observers was like, yeah, she would be looking like over that guy's head, and um I guess it's not that uncommon, but like it's pretty obvious that a vast majority of the jury knows she's full of shit. And if you heard her testimony, like she's adding so much fucking detail. Like it's a suspicious amount of detail. You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah. Well,
It's
because
like
she's rehearsed and written out these lies in her fucking head, like most borderline people.
yeah. But when you're lying, dude, you should be giving as little detail as possible, right? I mean, doesn't that make sense?
I mean, it depends on the purpose of your lie. I could think of one incredibly detailed lie I gave, and it was because I knew that there was no way they weren't going to know I was lying. But that if I did it correctly, I could make it very clear, flaunt it in their faces, like, haha, fuck you, what are you going to do? And make it so there's nothing they could possibly do to counteract it. And so, you know, I gave a lot of detail in that lie. Just because it was very easy.
Gotcha. But yeah, for her stories, like it's just like, okay, the question they asked does not require this amount of fucking detail. And dude, she's constantly acting like she's all choked up or whatever. But with the exception of like one time she managed to squeeze a tear out, she's not tearing up.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, she's not
So
actually
she's
showing
got
any
all these
real emotion.
crazy fucking yeah, she's got all these crazy expressions going on, but there's like again, it's so fucking obvious that she's not feeling anything bad, you know?
Yeah. Sicko, what's up? He says, greetings from Norway. Is that like the other song that Sinatra did? Like the sequel to My Way?
Yes.
That was a terrible joke. oh, the incredibly detailed lie I told I should probably clarify. I convinced a really religious guy in high school that an evil cult was out to frost him and kill him. And I mean frost like cake frosting, because we called him Duncan Hines, which is why I didn't think he believed me, and and so
Right.
that was an incredibly like intricate lie in and of itself, just because it was like, this is so dumb. I'm obviously fucking with the guy, you know, like just jerking his chain because
Right.
you know he's obnoxious. But and his grandfather believed him, and he believed me. So I ended up in the principal's office at the fucking assistant principal. Oh, a gourmet burger from a Shell station, nice. Yeah, that is a fucking weird way to deal with it in Norway. But I had to explain how I got this information. I'm like, oh well, this guy in the parking lot down at the shopping center told me he was about 6'6" with a bright yellow mohawk and a missing his right eye with a scar down his cheek. And you can see,
Fucking fine.
and you can see the vice principal getting angrier with every word out of my mouth. While the grandfather was like, we should call the police and get this taken care of. Like, they can go find this guy. He's very distinctive. And I knew.
Yeah, almost unbelievably.
And I knew that as long as I just refused to tell the truth, there's nothing they could possibly do.
Anything about it.
Like, they could call the cops, and I'll tell the
lying.
cops the same lie. And you know the cops are going to sit there and go, oh, you little fucker. But there's not a goddamn thing they can do to prove me wrong. So there's not a goddamn thing they can do.
Yeah. They're gonna find a lineup of 5 dudes that look like that.
Yeah, exactly. I mean,
Yeah, was it one of these 5 guys?
And all you have to do at that point is like, no, what a weird coincidence that you found 5 people that match that description and none of them is the guy. Keep looking though. I'm happy to help. Do you need more details?
That's fucking great, dude.
Yeah. Oddly enough, that's not the guy that I fucking ran into a bunch of times after high school that apparently had decided I was a bully and it had bullied him throughout high school.
No, that wasn't very nice, dude.
I never raised a fucking hand to the guy.
Yeah, well, no.
That was the part that blew my mind. I thought we were friends because I treated him the same way me and my friends treated each other. Like we would give each other shit, but we always had each other's back. And like, there were people that literally like tried to put hands on him that I stepped in a couple times, but it's like, I whatever. I apologize to the guy, but I just, what are you gonna do?
I'm sorry. For me, I would have been one of those. Well, I'm sorry you feel that way. Not a real apology. You know what I mean?
It came as a complete surprise, and I'm standing in like the parking lot of a fucking Safeway.
Yeah.
So I just said, you know what,
like,
dude?
oh,
I'm sorry.
dude,
I'm sorry that I did anything to hurt you. I did not realize that was the case, and I won't bother you anymore. No problem.
Yeah. Yeah, and then you realize like a minute later, you're like, I didn't fucking bully this guy. Fuck him.
Yeah, because it was like, 10, 15
like,
years after school.
Did I?
Yeah, it was like my mid-30s, and the last time I saw that dude was when I was 18 in high school, and it's like 12 years later, 15 years later, so I don't know. I have no regrets on that case, though. I don't really care. Like, it didn't cost me anything to say words to assuage whatever.
No, yeah, dude.
Whatever he was angry about.
Even if you realized he was just a fucking idiot, yeah, you'd probably still say the same shit.
Yeah, exactly. There was no harm.
Yeah. Plus, it's pointless.
Yeah, exactly. What would be the point?
Dealing with a crazy person.
I haven't heard anything about the Trump-Russia-Clinton case. Because there's evidence that's come out to prove that they definitely knew it was not real and pursued it anyway. And that a lot of the stuff that the FBI was using was from the fucking Clinton campaign people. So it's going into like a legitimate court case at this point, and they may actually end up in like serious fucking trouble. Like Hillary might end up potentially in like real issues. But I don't know.
Gotcha. Well, obviously the Steele guy or whatever from the Steele dossier fame or whatever. I mean, that's obvious that he literally planted the shit in the fucking in like Yahoo News and all this other shit, and then pointed to the stories that he planted as proof that this could be true. Like, you know what I mean? Like when he went to the judge or whatever, he'd literally be like, yeah, see, no, I've seen it. There's two news sources for this. You know, obviously not disclosing the fact that he was the source for those two news stories. He fucking planted them just to get the fucking, what do you call it? Not subpoena, the fucking warrant or whatever.
Yeah.
You're saying they're actually going after like the Clintons as the Clintons obviously fucking knew, you know, that it was bullshit.
Oh hell yeah!
So yeah, that's interesting that they might actually be going after them. That's fucking.
Yeah, I don't know how that's gonna turn out. It might end up going nowhere because you know the Clintons will just fucking have somebody Clintons, you know, and then that'll be that. You never, you know, how that kind of works out.
Yeah. Again, definitely, it's a I'll believe it when I see it situation. You know, for any fucking politician to actually be held accountable would be fucking amazing. So we'll see.
Satire, Satan and Satires there in the chat. Apparently opened his Camry without the lock. Oh man, him and Sicko getting over that lock thing again.
Fucking didn't open a door, motherfucker.
Oh, I actually gave somebody psych advice.
Weird hill to die on.
Yeah, really. I actually gave somebody some fucking psych advice in one of the Discords I'm in, just because I was like, I gotta say something. This is sad. The guy was like freaking out over like his new job, and he's like, "I'm gonna go to this training place. I'm lost. I don't know where I'm supposed to be." So like, I'm so nervous about everything. I'm like, "Whoa, hold up, buddy. Everyone who works there was in that same fucking place as you're at right now, and they all figured it out. You can do this, man. Like, you got it. You know."
Yeah, fucking A, dude.
I was like, "That's fair."
But that is, I kind of forget that, but I used to be so fucking. So anxiety ridden starting a job, like going to the training and shit.
Yeah, I mean everybody
like
is.
Even going up to, I would say probably when I was working at Verizon, like that was probably the last job that I started that I was like fucking terrified. You know,
okay.
Since then I was
gonna say everybody's got some anxiety when they start a new job, at least. Like maybe not like an extreme reaction of anxiety, but everybody's at least a little nervous. Because you get fired on the first day you do something wrong enough. I mean, that's a legitimate thing to be concerned about.
Right. Yeah, I remember at Liberty Mutual, I was fucking. It was a pretty big training class. It was probably like at least 20 of them, 20, maybe 25. And you know, we had like those, you know, the roller chairs that roll or whatever. Yeah. And I was kind of somewhere towards the center of the room, like by the wall, but like somewhere in the center. And I went to sit down on my chair, and it fucking flew out from under me. Fucking landed on the ground.
Oh damn!
Oh man! But I got up and I was like, you know, did anybody see that? Nobody saw that, right? Like fucking making the joke, because obviously everybody fucking saw it. So I felt like I covered it pretty well.
That's pretty much how you gotta go, though. That's you know, you can't. Yeah. You gotta just own it. You know, you can't be like.
Yeah. You can't be like angry at the chair, like fucking chair. God damn it, that regulation size or what?
Yes. Oh god. Yeah. Fucking throwing a fit at the chair. That'd be hilarious.
I thought it played well. People laughed.
Let's see here. Oh, I saw a thing where like 4 Air Force cadets in one of the Air Force academies. They're not going to be graduating because they're refusing to take the vaccine. Which is like, all right, well, you know, if you're not gonna let them graduate, you're not gonna let them graduate. Like that's kind of like out of everybody's hands. But they're apparently thinking they want to go after them for their tuition costs too. And it's like, nah, you can't change the rules at the end of the fucking game and then be like, oh, plus you're gonna now owe us all this extra money. Like, fuck off, dude.
Yeah.
Like, if you're not gonna let them graduate or join the Air Force, fine. Like that's one of the requirements, you know, fine. But You can't just be like, well, we changed the rules like 3 years after you signed up, and now you have to follow those extra rules we just arbitrarily threw in.
Yeah, that is some bullshit. Dude, speaking of that, though, my son graduated from high school.
Nice, nice.
Yeah, that's what I was running around dealing with, dude, earlier.
Oh yeah, you had to go like
Just 'cause,
drop shit off or
yeah, yeah. Well, my son was supposed to go down there and like return his computer and fucking check out of the library and the bookstore and all that, settle up anything he owed or whatever.
yeah, that
But
makes
he's a
sense.
flake, like his father, like both of his parents. He's a bit of a flake. So today was pretty much the last day, and it hadn't been done. So I had to fucking run around doing that shit. But yeah, he's doing better than his dad already. So good for him.
Nice.
Although, dude, I fucking had to keep after him fucking constantly to because every single the beginning of every new period or quarter or whatever you want to call it, he was constantly falling behind.
Yeah.
So
So
I'd
when
get
does
his
he start? When
grades,
does he
it'd be
start
like,
college?
like, yeah, that's the thing. He hasn't really done anything to fucking, you know.
To be
He
fair,
should
though,
be.
having a degree is better
That's
than not
right,
having a
dude.
degree.
I kept telling him, like, dude, you should be like check on when you're supposed to take the SATs or whatever, because you didn't take any of those tests. So that's going to make it a lot more difficult, I would imagine. Although he can claim Hispanic heritage, so that helps a lot. They get extra points, I understand.
Yeah. I mean, if you're the right race, you just get into college with no fucking ability whatsoever to graduate and end up with a degree. Usually in subjects that
Yeah,
nobody wants to hire you for, but then they're forced to hire you because you're the right race. So you
yeah.
kind
I'm
of get
thinking
that free fucking
Evergreen,
ride. Oh God, don't send
Evergreen
them to
State College would
Evergreen.
probably take him. Yeah,
Jesus.
no, dude. I think I would like kidnap him and fucking stash him somewhere before I would let him go to Evergreen. But they'd probably take him.
Yeah. I saw a Twitter, or was it
Although,
not a Twitter? It was a Reddit post where somebody was like super proud of graduating from college. And my first thought was, oh, well, that's a fucking waste of time. And then they're like, but I got a business degree. And I'm like, oh, they got a real degree that you might actually be able to get a job with. Well,
yeah,
congratulations. Good job. You know, like
yeah. It wasn't gender studies or some other
some
fucking
other
horseshit.
nonsense. Yeah, exactly. And then I was like, all right, that's cool.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't think he has any idea what he wants to fucking do. So, yeah, that's a little tough.
Yeah.
Yeah, although I don't know.
He
You can
has a
still
job,
start
though,
college,
right?
I guess.
I mean, it's a shitty
Yeah, oh
job,
yeah.
but at least he has a job. So he's looking like miles ahead of most people right now. Because a lot
Yeah,
of
and
people
he's
just can't even
actually
get a fucking job.
yeah, and he's already gotten out of being a cashier or the fucking the guy that gets the carts or whatever. So basically, when he turns 18, he's going to be like in the floral department.
Nice, 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 nice.
Yeah,
Wait,
yeah,
I
which
should
is
say
like I
people
guess
have a hard
a
time
lot of
finding
work,
jobs
but
except for
it's
Satan.
yeah,
Satan had four of the things, so you know.
yeah. Fucking Satan was hoarding all the jobs.
That's what it was. Nobody could work because Satan had all the fucking jobs. He's like, they're all
Oh
mine,
shit.
motherfucker.
Yeah. Oh fuck. But yeah, dude, I'm glad he got out of being a cashier because anytime you're dealing directly with the public like that, you will get a really shitty view of fucking humanity.
Or a realistic view of how shitty humanity really is, depending on your
Yeah,
point
that's
of
a good
view.
point. Yeah, that's a good point.
Because I know, and I worked
Yeah.
as a cashier at a gas station, like the the guy that fucking hangs out and stocks the shelves and sells shit.
Right,
Um,
right.
like I learned very quickly that like Asian people and white people who were like professionals, like business people, were fucking cock smokers. Like they were the worst
Right.
people to deal with on any given day. But like Mexicans, black people, truckers, bikers, blue collar people were fucking great. Like the vast majority of those people were
Yeah.
awesome. Like you get the once in a while you get a dick, and very very rarely you get the one business guy who's just polite. But the vast majority of the business
Right.
people that came through, especially the white and Asian ones, were super fucking rude.
Yeah, yeah, and not surprising.
Oh, and cops are out of their fucking minds.
Yeah, not surprising either.
Yeah, they're all pretty fucking lunatic. Oh, I saw a Reddit post where they were showing a lineup of humanoid robots that were like, it's some sort of Asian company that's producing like Asian women robots for like like being the concierge at a front desk or something like that.
All right.
Like they, so we're just that one step closer to sex robots. Just so you know, we're not
Right.
there yet. But judging from the video I saw, they're pretty close to having pretty human looking robots. You know, they're not affordable for the average fellow yet, but sooner or later, one of the people that has produced robots like that is going to be like, "Can I fuck that? How do I make it
Yeah.
so I can fuck that?" You know,
Uh,
so sooner or later, that's going to
can you
come.
put a reasonably vagina-like substance into that thing?
Yeah. Well, they can grow meat, right?
Yeah, this is
So
true.
what's to say that they couldn't grow, human sex organs? So
Yeah,
I'm sure
yeah.
ladies would like a sex robot, as maybe not as much as a guy, but or they'll at
Mhm.
least pretend they don't
Yeah,
want one as much
well,
as the average guy wants one.
yeah. Well, the male genitalia, I feel, is a lot easier to replicate than the
Well,
female.
the skin-like feel, that's the part that's going to be really tough. You know what I mean? Like the real skin
Yeah,
texture. So
yeah, yeah.
I think it's entirely possible that you grow organic organs that would hook into the robot, and it would like maintain them for however long before they break down and you got to replace them. Like nutrient feeding tubes or something. Because
Yeah,
what do
yeah.
like what do you need to maintain like an arm? Like you just need blood flowing in and out with nutrients and oxygen, right?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Just got to have something that's keeping it alive.
Yeah, as long as it's getting
I guess that
its
would be the main challenge. Yeah, yeah. And I assume they got to at some point be able to replicate like blood and all that shit.
yeah, or something that's close enough that like in a lab grown or like piece of meat that it would still work.
Yeah, from what I understand, it's remarkably similar to seawater.
Oh yeah.
So it shouldn't be that much of a stretch.
Well, why aren't we researching at these robot places? I mean, obviously we have some really useful information.
Yeah, they should be hiring us as consultants at least,
I
dude.
mean, this insight is priceless. Clearly.
This dude, we should fucking come up with like a consulting company, dude,
Oh God,
and
and just
just
like fuck
fucking
with people.
yeah, yeah, yeah. Like put it in like bullshit our credentials. Like don't lie, but like try to like we just have life experience and we're good at noticing shit. You
I
know.
got 4 years in the school of hard knocks.
Yeah.
Oh, what's up, Mister
I'll,
Stenchever?
I'll borrow I'll borrow Terrell Suggs's, and I will have attended Fall So Hard University.
There you go. It sounds good to me. What if we start actually getting paid? Like, do we just get the money back ahead of time and avoid the lawsuit? Hopefully.
Yeah. Yeah, well, no, not even that. Like, just say, like, look, yeah, we have no official training, but let me show you the stuff we've noticed over the years.
Yeah.
If
Yeah, the
anybody
reason
takes it seriously.
the reason your assembly line is taking so long to get stuff done is the lady that runs it is a cunt and nobody likes her.
Yeah, you can fire
Like,
her.
fire her and it's going to speed up because people will be happy at work again. Oh
Yeah.
man. So
Or
I
we'll
tried
you know,
watching.
pay us enough and we'll take care of it for you, or at least make sure that she's out of work for, 4 to 6 weeks, whatever you need.
Yeah, exactly. Just meet her in the parking lot with some
Not officially. Yeah. Dude, that reminds
balaclavas
me,
and
there's
some
a
baseball
fucking,
bats.
dude, that reminds me of a fucking SNL sketch back when Will Ferrell was still there and Tracy Morgan. They did this sketch about like suing dogs for like humping your leg and shit like that was basically the thing, because they're doing it like as a person. Well, they first do it as like a person acting like a dog, like running up and fucking knocking the groceries, jump up and knocking the groceries out or humping your leg. They're like, would this be okay if a person did it? Then why is it okay if a dog does it? So he's basically suing him for that. But basically, what made me think of it was there's a point in there where like Tracy Morgan is like, yeah, he took, this dog jumped up and barked at me. He got me, whatever. And then he's like, he told me for another 50, he'd take care of the dog permanently. And then like it cuts back to him and he's like, I did not tell him that. And it was like, it was so ridiculous because like it's your commercial. Why would you leave that part in? You know what I mean?
Yeah,
It was fucking stupid.
I like that idea.
Yeah, it's pretty fucking funny.
For another
I'm not
50,
officially
I'll handle
killing
that
you. We'll
dog.
take care of the bitch. But we'll take care of the bitch.
I mean, that's a pretty good deal, $50, Never have to worry about that damn dog again.
Mm-hmm. Indeed.
Oh, that's what we do. We open up like a pet hitman store. People that have like, obnoxious dogs that live next to them, we'll take them out for a fee. That can't possibly be illegal, right?
Yeah. Not officially. We'll tell people that we're putting a voodoo hex on the dog and that it'll always work.
Yeah.
So we're not officially the ones that, took the dog out. We just sent bad vibes his way and something bad happened to him. Maybe we can combine it with your the dead puppy thing you guys did with the. We can mail them their own dead dog.
Oh, mail them their own dead dog. Jesus Christ. Well, this got dark.
All right. I was gonna say, all right, that was a little dark.
In case they're hungry.
I just wanted to do a call back to your, mail dead puppy to somebody sketch from back in the day.
Yeah. What was it? I saw something where somebody was super proud of their like Cards Against Humanity kind of answer thing, where their prompt was what would a toddler get if it had all the money in the world, and the person was like, a dad. And I'm like, that's not that dark. I mean, a postpartum abortion. Now that's dark.
Oh Jesus, that is pretty dark.
Oh, I know the Amber Heard trial. Somebody was pointing out that they really enjoy Johnny Depp's testimony because it seems like the only difference between Johnny Depp and Captain Jack Sparrow is alcohol. And it made me wonder, like, was that really like just the whole thing? He was just drunk through all of those movies, like he just came to work smashed and.
Yeah. Well, he literally said that he based his character on Keith Richards. He said Keith Richards was the most pirate-like person he knew. So he basically based that character.
And then they had Keith Richards in the fucking movies, right? Like at some point or another, he was in one of them, I think. As like the Pirate King.
Probably.
I know. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, I would not. Yeah, actually, let's look it up.
I'm looking it up. Yeah, right now.
Check it out. I would think that Johnny would have loved that to happen. So he probably was able to make it happen.
At World's End.
Yeah. Okay. Right on.
I'm thinking
Johnny at this point, I think, is basically like half Keith Richards and like half Hunter S. Thompson.
He played Captain Jack Sparrow's father, Captain Teague, at World's End and on Stranger
Okay.
Tides. So he
All right.
was the inspiration for the character, and he played the character's father in the film set. That's kind of funny.
Nice. Yeah, that was 100% Johnny getting him to do that. I'm sure, and getting the studio to allow it.
I mean, how do you say no to that? That's such a brilliant, like, hilarious concept.
Yeah, fucking A, dude. And I can't believe I never even noticed that. Actually, I don't know if I've seen all the Pirates of the Caribbean movies. Yeah,
I've
I don't know.
seen a lot of them, but
Yeah,
I
I'll
know
be
I
like,
haven't seen all of them because at a certain point I just stopped caring. Like, I want to say I saw the first three. Because there was like the first one, and that was
yeah.
actually kind of fun. It was a good movie. And then the second one was all right. And then the third one was kind of dumb. And then I think there were like two more. Maybe was it two more? How many Pirates of the Caribbean movies were there?
I think there's been 5. Yeah, I think you're right. I think there's been like 5 of them. Was the
Let's
last one he
see.
got cut out of though, right? Because of the whole Amber Heard accusations. He got cut out of it, I believe.
Yeah, it's just 5 of
Yeah,
them,
well,
and then there was going
that's
to
the
be a
main.
sixth one, but it looks like that never actually got done. Tales of the Code, Wedlocked or something. Yeah, but 5 of them.
Yeah, I don't know. I've liked Johnny Depp ever since the Fear and Loathing movie. Like I didn't really care much for him
Oh,
either way
there's
before
6
that.
of them, but Tales of the Code, Wedlocked was kind of like not really a Pirates of the Caribbean film. It's not part of the main series. It's just a short film,
Oh, gotcha.
and it's a like they shot a like this is what happened before the first movie, short movie. So it was kind of dumb. But I watched yeah, World's End was the last one I watched, and then I guess there was what on Stranger Tribes and Dead Men Tell No Tales, but I didn't fucking care about those anymore.
But yeah, it's definitely he definitely made those movies work, even the shitty ones, or as much as they could, I guess.
Oh yeah, for sure. Yeah. Yeah, without Johnny Depp, that whole series would never have gotten off the ground. I mean, he was pretty much what drew people in there. Was Captain Jack Sparrow, the fucking
Yeah,
loopy, fruity pirate guy.
yeah. Dude, that whole fucking trial is just nuts. Dude, her fucking testimony was fucking especially the cross examination shit. Like the direct, with her lawyers interviewing her was, you know what I mean? It just wasn't believable. Again, because she's just going in so much detail and making all these weird faces, but again, acting like she's incredibly, traumatized. Again, no tears. Um, but on the cross, like you get into these weird fucking things, like when they were talking about, I don't know if you're familiar with it, but basically when she got the settlement from the divorce, she said she was giving half of it to the Children's Hospital of Los Angeles, half of
Oh
it
yeah,
to the
yeah. She was talking about how
ACLU.
she was going to donate all the money, and then like the charities were like, "Well, we never got any." So
Yeah, and the cross examination, they were basically saying like, okay, so you said you were going to donate. You or no, there was because she actually on some show in like Switzerland or Sweden somewhere, she basically said she donated all the money, and obviously she
hadn't
never has. And
hadn't
basically,
donated
so
so much
she's
as a
like,
penny because she
so I was
clearly
like, so
never
on the
intended
show,
to.
yeah. So basically, on the show, she's like, yeah, I donated, half of it to this, half of it to that, and she's like, so the lawyer asked her, so you on the show, you said you donated, half this, half of that, and she's like, yeah, I pledged the 3.5 to this, 3.5 to that, and she's like, well, no, and here you said you donated it, and then she still goes, yeah, I pledged like she kept saying pledged, and she's like, okay, you're saying pledged, but I'm saying donated. And then Amber Heard was claimed, she goes, well, no, I use those two words synonymously. Like saying
Oh
pledged
yeah,
and donated is the same fucking thing. Okay, so when you came back every time to answer the lawyer's question on cross, you're saying pledged instead of donate. you know. And it was just such a weird fucking thing. 'Cause, like, we know you don't believe that. Like, you know you're fucking bullshitting right now. Like, okay, maybe legally you're getting away with something, but do you think the fucking jurors are buying your bullshit?
Yeah, that's the
Like, do you
part
think
that
they're all
gets
fucking
yeah
stupid?
that gets me is the lies that she tells are just really obvious and are contradicted by shit she said in public. It's like, no, I didn't shit on the bed. It was a
Yeah,
dog. Well, but you bragged to the security guard about shitting in his bed as if it were like some sort of fucking accomplishment. You know, like
yeah, yeah. It's
you like
really
literally
bizarre.
told this guy over here in person like that you did that. So
Yeah, that's dude. And the dogs again. It's a teacup Yorkie. I think they said it's a fucking 4 pound dog, and she's trying to claim the dog left a fucking gigantic 4 pounds of fucking shit. Like, what did it do? Shit it literally shit its own fucking self out of its own asshole.
it came back and made installments very carefully. The dog has
Yeah, the same spot in
remarkable
bed.
anal control and can make four poops look like one poop. He just keeps adding on like a sculptor. He's a poop
Yeah.
artist. This dog.
All right. One of the guys that saw the shits is like, no, that's a fucking red wine shit right there. Because apparently she drank like a minimum of like 2 bottles of red wine every fucking day.
Jesus fucking
Yeah,
Christ! What
dude,
is she,
that's the
Satan
other
in
thing.
satire? Drinking like 2 bottles of wine a day? God damn.
Oh fuck, dude. Yeah, some
That's
of that
not, that
shit's fucking
actually kind of
crazy.
puts my dad to shame. Like my dad would only have like 3 or 4 big old vodka tonics. I mean,
Yeah, dude. Apparently, dude. When they talk about the settlement and how it was like $7 million or whatever, it actually cost Depp like a lot fucking more than that. Like they were only married for what 15 months, I think, a little over a year, and
wow, you put up with that shit for a lot longer
basically,
than I would have.
yeah, yeah. But basically, the in that 15 month period, she ran up like some like $8 or $9 million in debt. No, I think it was actually way more than that. I think it was like 14 million or something, some fucking crazy amount of debt that she ran up while they were married, and Depp took all of that up. Depp fucking took care of all that debt and had to pay the bitch $7 million. So it really cost him well
Damn.
over 20 million total.
Oh yeah,
So
plus all the
yeah, because
legal
apparently,
fees and
like
the fucking.
when they were in Australia, like one of the guys was testifying, like, yeah, she would get 2 of these bottles of red wine a day, and these bottles are $500 a piece.
God
So
damn.
$1,000 a day, 30,000 a month, just on fucking red wine, and in addition to whatever else she was fucking doing.
I could not
And yeah,
possibly
and
spend that much money every day on wine and not hate myself, even if I was like
dude,
filthy rich.
yeah,
Like it's so ingrained into
yeah,
me that I'd be like $500 a day, twice a day for fucking drinks. Nah.
yeah. Well, again, she wasn't really covering it. You know what I mean? Depp was fucking paying for all this shit.
Well, and if you see some of those e-thoughts, like the fucking money that they can rack up in a day is insane. There's bitches there that
Yeah, fuck
genuinely
they.
expect to be spending 10 to 15K a day.
Jesus Christ, dude. Dude, I'm wondering if fucking Amber Heard ends up on like OnlyFans or something like that. Because I
Well, it
don't
seems
know
like they're
that
going to
there's going
keep
to be
putting
a
her
whole
in
lot of.
fucking movies, but I wonder what's going to happen
No,
because
I
they're
don't think
definitely
they
going to
are,
start
dude.
failing.
Dude, they've drastically reduced whatever screen time she's getting in the Aquaman 2 movie. And I think they would eliminate her altogether
Yeah, they
if they
should have just
could.
cut her out and replaced her. That would have been the smart move.
Yes, yes. Nobody would, or not nobody, but because again, the petition to cut her out of it is up over 4 million people fucking
Well,
signed
this is
have.
one of those rare
Um,
occasions where even like the left wing extremists are like, "Yeah, that bitch is crazy." like, it's
yeah,
like that.
yeah,
It's even like a politically a smart move to cut her out, just because like even the people that you would normally expect to have her
yeah.
back are like, "Nah, we ain't supporting that shit."
Mhm. Yeah, that's one of those things. Like, there are still people that are genuinely like supportive of her and believe her. And like, I was watching one of the recaps or whatever, and they're like, "Yeah, it's other borderlines like her." You know what I mean? It's other fucking crazy bitches, borderline, histrionic, whatever. Um, yeah, it's people with her same fucking sickness. They're like, "Yeah, no, she's totally in the right."
Oh yeah, for
So
sure.
yeah, pretty small fucking subset.
Well, there's people that would
But
fucking
yeah, it's fucking
write love letters to fucking serial killers in prison too. So
yeah, like Ted Bundy would get fucking marriage proposals like fucking daily.
yeah,
We tend to
there's
call
all
those.
sorts of fucking loonies out there. Yo, what's up, Mister Samaj?
Hey, you guys talk about true romantics?
Sure, yeah. Yeah, we were discussing a little bit with the Amber Heard and the Johnny Depp thing.
Oh my god!
Although I think it was probably a dead topic at that point. We've kind of gone over it a lot.
Yeah,
So it's good that you showed
fucking
up to change the
fascinating, though.
topic.
Oh, is that what's going on?
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh,
What are you talking about?
Did you see the thing where people were all upset over right wing canceled this thing, and it was a fucking it was going to be a live stage show intended for small children, where the whole thing was about sex. They were going to have.
I approve of that cancellation.
Yeah, I'm like 100% like
Okay.
behind it. I'm like, yeah, no, good. I agree. I mean, it should have been canceled. They were gonna have like people get up on stage naked and shit, and then they were gonna have not naked but clothed simulations of different sex acts, including things like weird fetish shit. So like women pegging men, that kind of like weird creepy shit that starts to get all out there and in a weird fucking territory. I would imagine they probably would have included some like dominatrix, fucking S&Ms, that kind of stuff. And it's like, and it was aimed at people like under the age of 13, and I'm like, fucking yes, good. That's put those people in jail.
In the UK, I don't know if you guys remember this, but there was like in the UK there was a thing going on at the library with these performers who were like part of a performance drama crew or whatever, trying to encourage young people to read, and they'd wear very elaborate costumes. One of which was of an ape, but he had you can obviously see a penis dangling down, and so he's going around acting like a monk. So like everyone else was acting fine, and even the performers fine, but it's just his costume has a fucking dick dangling down there, and they tried to make it seem like, oh, there's nothing wrong, and everyone got outraged over that. And I just have to wonder, because that was like years ago when that happened, but every time they happen, people get outraged. They don't like this. Why is it that there's been years and years and years of this stuff going on, and parents get outraged, and so then they should know not to do this? Why are they still doing this? I like, why is no one getting a clue? And I'm going to put my conspiracy hat on. I think they know perfectly well that people are upset about this. I think it's one of those like elaborate distractions.
Oh yeah, they just don't care. As long as they're able to groom the children to the way that they want, they don't really care how mad people are, because people won't do anything about it.
See, like I'll give you another example why I think it's just a distraction. Because look at the new Speaker of the House. What's her name? That redheaded woman. She quit or whatever, and she's got replaced by a black woman. And all she ever does is want to talk about race and talk about how racist Donald Trump is. Like,
which is such a waste of time. Like, what possible purpose do you serve then?
And there was
Trump's
like
not even a fucking politician anymore. He's not
like,
in any office.
And there was a reporter there who was asking her about the whole like the economy and prices and all that going up and how awful things are right now. And she gives some sort of bizarre rambling that doesn't even make a lick of sense, and then goes back to race. I'm like, what? Because she's like a lesbian, immigrant, black, whatever.
Well, that's what you get when you hire people based on what they are and not what they can do.
Well, but there again, I mean,
she's completely incompetent and she's a retard, but she fits the fucking magical gender, politics, so she's in.
Well, I think what she's going to do. I don't think she's stupid. I think all this is done on purpose. Hold on a second. Yeah, can you hear me better? I just realized my mic was up. I think the reason why they do this is because they don't have to address the issue. They're trying their best not to address how absolutely fucked up everything is. They're trying to distract everyone and talk about other things like race and gender and all this other stuff. They're looking for any distraction, and because they don't want to address it. And so I think they're going to literally create problems down the line. This whole thing with this event getting canceled, I don't think it was going to go through to begin with. I think it was designed to be a distraction because the world is fucking on fire right now.
And no one wants... the supply shortages and stuff that are going around, like the fucking...
Oh yeah, and the value of the dollar is going down.
The baby formula thing that's going on right now is just a very small taste of what's to come.
Yeah, and well, that baby formula and cat food. Because they're both.
I don't really give a shit about cat food because I don't really care about cats. But the baby formula thing is pretty serious. Well, but you can cook up some fucking broccoli and some chicken in a pan and feed your cat, like, just fine. Like, well, yeah, it's not either cats, so don't put the broccoli in. That's for dogs.
Yeah. Kind of shitty tuna fish, dude. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Well, cats are meant to be carnivorous, so it's fairly easy to feed cats without like specialized cat food. But
yeah, it's not
babies need baby formula if they're not being breastfed. Which, if you have the ability to breastfeed a child and you're not, you're fucking stupid.
So Joe Rogan had a guest. Joe Rogan had a guest on recently, and he was talking about how it's a good thing that the formula's having all these shortages, mostly because the problem with the manufacturing of these formulas have so many toxins in them that they're actually bad for kids.
Well, yeah, if you have the option between breastfeeding and formula feeding, you should always choose breastfeeding. Like, formula should never be your first choice.
Well, and also, like, if there's a brand out there that's like organic or something, go with that, because everything else that's been going on there has so many problems. And it's funny that there's this shortage going on just when, like, all these studies and stuff and people are talking about lawsuits to these companies. And if you heard, the reason why the baby formula shortage is going on is because the factory that manufactures them currently went up in flames. Oh, isn't that convenient? Oh, all these lawsuits might be coming in? Oh, it's up in flames? Oh, well, I mean, it is what it is.
There goes the evidence.
Yeah, see, there you go. And that's probably what's causing it more than anything else. Also, a lot of
the Democrats tried to just throw money at the problem, and the Republicans said no, because I'm sure there was some sort of pork in the bill or some other weird shit that was trying to get through at the same time that had nothing to do with baby formula, of course, as is typical in politics. So there's another thing to throw people into the, like, you know, oh, look, the Democrats did this, the Republicans did that, you know, so even more noise around the whole baby formula thing.
Well, and the other thing is, it's like, you can purchase breast milk if you want, but that's, like, really expensive.
Well, it's because like, you're competing with all the fucking bodybuilders. Apparently, it's a big bodybuilding thing to drink, like, you know, a couple ounces of breast milk before you work out, or, you know, every day or whatever.
Well, and it's gotten worse because now you have to have a choice. You can either get breast milk from women who have been vaccinated or ones who have been unvaccinated. And the unvaccinated ones are
much safer.
Well, they're safer, but they're also in the minority because most women took the shot.
Well, unfortunately, and here's the thing: one of the reasons why breast milk is, you know, and it's just a small part of it, but one of the reasons why it's so much healthier is the mother will pass on a lot of her antibodies and immunities to diseases through that. So, like, that's how babies pick up a lot of their ability to fight off viruses and bacteria and stuff is from their mom's breast milk.
Yep.
So
yeah, I think you remember nutrition class, like, literally, there's something that's actually produced. It's not something that necessarily gets passed from the mother, but that actually is produced in the breast milk. It's like colostrum, I think they call it. Like, especially the first, like, 3 or 4 weeks, I think, after the baby's born, there's, like, even more of that shit in there, full of antibiotic or type substances or whatever.
Yeah.
dude. I forget what exactly it is. Hold on, I gotta look it up.
There's
Talk amongst yourselves.
there's just a fuck ton of stuff that you get besides the nutrition in real breast milk that are really beneficial for children that definitely help the baby like grow fat better and stronger and have a better chance of surviving to adulthood.
Yeah. Yeah, and it's weird that it was only fairly recently, like probably in the last like 15 to 20 years, where they finally came out and said, yeah, it turns out breast milk is better than formula for the baby. And I'm like, really? You didn't? It's the arrogance of science, I think, to think that you're going to beat nature and that kind of thing.
Well, I think
You know what I mean?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I think also part of the problem is that there's a lot of women out there who just like once they've had their kid, they don't really want to keep going with that diet. They want to start drinking and doing other stupid shit. So it's like, why should I stay healthy for my kid's sake when I can just go out and party? There's a lot of irresponsible women out there. So.
Oh yeah. Well, you know, like the tragedy of the women's right to abortion being canceled by those dirty Republicans. That's when kills me. It's like there's no right to kill a baby in the Constitution. It's not a women's right. It's never has been. Never.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, potentially could be if they put it in the Constitution, but I don't think that's very likely. And it all boils down to like, well, I didn't learn how to use birth control.
It's not that hard. Just take responsibility.
Yeah.
It's just yeah. The way they treat like abortions, it's kind of sick. I don't really like it.
Every person I know who's an actual human being in real life that I've met who's had one has regretted it profoundly.
Yeah.
So like, yeah.
I can't say I'm surprised. It's not something that...
Yeah, no, I'm sure there's plenty of pieces of shit out there that have just been aborting as a form of fucking birth control. That have had several. Like, I know one of my ex's friends was, whatever, she had seizures pretty regularly, so she really couldn't carry a baby to term.
Yeah.
So she had like...
if there's reasons, like health
abortions,
reasons for getting an abortion, I understand. Like, that's a different story.
Yeah,
but it's like, dude, as a matter of convenience.
Yeah, but this bitch... Yeah, this bitch, instead of just using birth control or something, had like 7 or 8 abortions.
Oh, that's fucking disturbing.
And not good for your health.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying, dude.
Yeah. Dude, I think on number 3, you should just sterilize the person, like whether they want it or not. Like, just be like, you know what? We're just not going to let you keep doing this.
While you're in there. Yeah, Doc, while you're in there, you fucking snip this baby's fucking tube.
Yeah, like just put an end to that nonsense.
Or whatever the fuck they do. Yeah. All right, so I looked it up for the stuff that's good in the baby's milk. It said one is protective sugars. There's something called, I'm not going to pronounce this right, oligosaccharides? Whatever, there's some kind of sugar in there. And it basically helps, let's see, something good for the baby's development. There's actually stem cells. So obviously that helps to develop brain, lung, liver, that kind of shit. Lactose, which apparently doesn't get into the formulas, but that's a huge thing that helps, especially the brain, I guess, the infant brain. And then also specialized fat that get deposited in the brain. Much of the growth of the brain in the first 2 years of life is fatty tissue. Okay. Yeah, so, obviously a lot of shit that they haven't managed to replicate. That's really good for the baby. But yeah, I remember reading something about the very first part of breast milk has some kind of other shit. I probably should have looked that up while I was at it. But whatever, there's like something that has, again, like an antibiotic quality that is actually naturally produced in the very early breast milk. Now you know that.
Now I know that.
Shit. But yeah, I remember when I was hearing about, like, the new study says that breast milk's actually better. And I'm like, yeah, fucking duh. Like I wouldn't have thought anything otherwise, dude. I didn't realize that was actually an argument that anybody was making in the '90s or early 2000s or whenever the fuck that happened.
Yeah, people are fucking dumb when it comes to that shit. Like, it just gets retarded pretty quick.
Yeah, well, even the fucking scientists, though, like, you know what I mean, that thought that they came up with something better with baby formula. Like, Jesus fucking Christ, dude.
Oh, they want to make money somehow.
You're gonna
So
beat that much.
Well, now you've got them trying to, like, replicate the immune system, you know, with mRNA bullshit. They're like, we can make the immune system better, even though, like, long term it harms your ability to fucking fight off disease and shit.
well, I think that there's always companies out there who try to profit off this stuff, and so they'll come up with something. And some of us have too much faith within either the medical or even the people who make this stuff, because we always assume that they're scared of a lawsuit, and so therefore they have to stringently go over.
No, they don't give a fuck about a lawsuit, provided they make more profit than they lose in the lawsuit.
Well, and even
like
even
if they make $20 million and pay like $2 million in punitive damages through the lawsuit, and another like $2 in like recompense to the victims, they still made $7 million.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's kind of like the toxic dumping shit back. Well, it's probably still going on, but like, yeah, okay, if you're finding them $5,000 a day, but basically they're saving $50,000 a day by just dumping it and paying the fines. Like, what incentive do they have to stop doing the fucking toxic dumping?
Yep. I think there's no real way in stopping these people. They're gonna do what they're gonna do.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Nothing you can do to stop them.
Plus,
that's 100%
pharmaceutical
true.
companies. Yeah, pharmaceutical companies obviously, contribute a lot of money to politicians and have a lot of fucking lobbyists.
Yes.
Absolutely.
100%. They definitely,
so yeah, the way the system is set up, it's impossible for any true reform to happen.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it's a hard task to do. So same thing with all the. God damn it! Oh, sorry, I'll be right back.
No, that's funny. Like right in the middle. God damn
it. Fuck. Yeah, but yeah, I mean, there would, in order for the politician to actually act and do any kind of change, there would have to be like near universal outrage about something.
Yes.
And again, with how distracted we are in modern times, it's fucking impossible anyway. Like, any outrage that they might have is gonna last like a week if you're lucky, before the next thing fucking comes up to distract everybody.
Sorry about that. Thought my dog wanted to go out, but no, she just wants to play.
Oh yeah. You don't want to let the dog fucking piss all over the floor. That's for sure.
No. She's gotten good, and she's just starting to go outside now regularly and asks to be let out regularly. So I thought, okay, yeah, keep it going. Today's been like non-stop rainstorms. The weather's playing a fucking joke on me.
Oh damn! I'm dealing with nothing but fucking constant heat.
Oh yeah.
Sorry, the COVID's getting to me.
Is that what's happening?
Yeah. Well, I'm getting over the tail end of like a COVID case, but it was basically like a mild cold. It was really fucking nothing.
A mild COVID?
Yeah, it was like basically like a fucking
was it
mild
actually
cold.
COVID?
Yes, tested and everything. I test every week because I'm in California.
Yeah. All right. Yeah, no, I thought you had said it was just a cold, but I don't remember you saying
it's basically a
it was
cold.
COVID.
Like, it doesn't have any like what do you call it? Major bad symptoms or anything.
I've noticed that. I've noticed what's happening is that our health people here have finally started to say that there's a difference between like death from COVID and death with COVID, and they admitted that that some of the cold and flu cases out there have been misdiagnosed as COVID cases.
Oh yeah,
And
yeah.
so
It was drastically, yeah. The numbers were drastically fucked with. I mean, we all knew that, right?
And so I go looking at the numbers, and they
Yeah.
just keep like of all like the deaths and whatnot, and cases, they just keep dropping and dropping and
Yeah.
dropping. And so I'm like, pretty soon they're gonna try and say like, COVID, what's COVID? We didn't do anything for COVID. They're trying to swipe the under the rug. Although the stupid thing is that here in Canada we're still like we still don't allow like flights. Like I can't get on a plane to go to the nearest province if I wanted to. You can't do that. You have to be fully vaccinated. We still have travel restrictions, so you can't come into the country. I'm like, we are literally the only country still doing this. China fucking opened up. I can go to China if I wanted to, and they're still under a lockdown. So, it's absolutely ridiculous.
Yeah, I don't blame you.
But we all know that. By the way, what are you playing something there, Stabby?
Yeah, I might be.
Hey, so Samaj, if you could go to China, would you be able to come back?
I'd have to watch what I say and keep to myself. Because
no, I'm just wondering if they're literally like, okay, you can go, but since you're not vaccinated, you can't come back unless you get vaccinated in China.
I think they'd be more than happy to see me go. I don't know about any of that. I think that I think I can fly into China, stay in China, and then come back. But I wouldn't want to. Because you got all those
when you
surveillance.
They'd be happy to see you go. Are you talking about Canada or are you talking about China?
China. Like yes, I'd have a hard time getting back into Canada because we still have the restrictions. Like I can leave the country. It's not impossible, but getting back in is impossible. So
that's what I was wondering. I was like, no, shit, I wonder if we get back in.
No, I cannot. If I wanted to, I can go visit, but that's about it. Or if I did come back in, I'd have to go to like a hotel and quarantine for like 2 weeks or something. It's ridiculous.
Yeah, 14 days.
Well, and it's even sillier because here in Canada we have like mobility rights, like it's part of our essential freedoms here in our Charter of Rights and Freedoms. So it's like the ability to travel in my country is a staple, but the government isn't allowing it, and so obviously it's a violation of my charter rights. Like I can go anywhere I want in the province, but if I want to go to a different one, nah.
Oh no! What are you gonna do?
I'll find some way. Also, Stabby,
there's always a back road. You know what I mean? Like you can fucking be stuck in a province, but like there's always some back road that nobody's watching. You can just drive over it. You know what I mean? Oh, it's like if they wanted to tell me I wasn't allowed to travel between states, there's always a way to get between states. Like, nah. And it's usually not that hard.
Yeah.
Yeah, some dirt road or some old fucking canal road or something. You'll get across the lines.
Yep. By the way, Stabby, if you're playing if you're playing something, Stabby, you might as well show it.
Show what?
Show
what you're talking about. You can't prove anything.
Overwatch. Oh my god. Don't you know Paladins is the new hotness?
Well, Overwatch is pretty much over at this point anyway, because they're starting to work on Overwatch 2, like it's in beta and everything. But it's a reskin, so I figure the skills, they're going to transfer over. Gotta stay ready for Overwatch 2, because, I don't know why I'm compelled to play this game.
Play Overwatch 2? I don't know. You shouldn't.
So you have something to bitch about with all the aimbots and such.
Well, right now it's more that there's just the few diehards are really fucking good. You know what I mean? Like the player base is just diminished to the point where like everybody you play against is fucking amazing.
Yeah,
and there's but there's always going to be aimbots in any game. Whatever.
This is true.
No one's ever going to mistake me for that, though. No one's ever going to be like, that guy's an aimbot. Nah.
This Stabby guy is definitely not cheating.
Like he's got about a 30% accuracy rate, so
You call yourself Stabby in the game?
no, yes, McSnapmy Pants. I will be right back.
No,
Okay.
he does not want to answer that question, dude. He's dodging it.
I know he's quite dodgy. He doesn't want to get found out.
Yeah. Dude, have you been watching any of the Depp Heard trial, or not really?
Not really. I catch like clips when people put it on. That's about it.
Gotcha. Yeah, it's pretty fucking nuts, man. Yeah, dude, there are literally points that I'm watching it. I watch some of it live, but mostly I watch the recaps and shit. But yeah, there's some points where I'm like, I think her lawyers might be Depp fans, like secretly Depp fans, because some of the shit they're
Absolutely.
doing is fucking retarded, dude.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Or the other possibility I'm thinking is she's directing them to do stupid shit, and they're like, "All right, you're the fucking client." Cause
Yeah.
they introduced some tech guy. He's like, "Yeah, I analyzed this data from these hashtags," and then like right after this came out from Adam Waldman, who's Depp's lawyer. Yeah, that's spiking these ones that are pro Depp and anti Amber Heard or whatever. But one of the hashtags he mentioned was damn it, fuck Walt. It was like Wald Mignon or something like that. And I'm like, I don't know. He was like hashtag Waldman. I checked, and then hashtag Wald Mignon, and I'm like, I've never heard of that. Where the fuck are you getting? Where the fuck is this guy getting it from? Like, I'm pretty sure he just made it up and probably put out a bunch of bots. You know what I mean? Or he was instructed to like, okay, check this hashtag because we got a bunch of bots that are fucking doing this.
Wadman Yard?
But I'm like, Wald Mignon, I've never heard of that. And all the coverage, I have never heard anything about that hashtag. Yeah, it was just bizarre. And dude, the guy on Cross just fucking totally destroyed him. It was pretty fucking crazy.
Does not make a lick of sense, but okay.
Yeah. And then Alan Barkin testified today that apparently, like back when they were forming Fear and Loathing, like her and Johnny Depp were hooking up or whatever, and like the story leading into it was like, yeah, he threw a wine bottle at her, and then like during the testimony, he was like, no, he didn't throw it at me, and it was more of a toss, really. He was like, no, he just kind of threw it in the general direction of a bunch of people, and it was more of a toss. I'm like, why are you even playing this? This doesn't like. Yeah, I don't know, man. The shit they're doing is fucking insane, dude.
I don't
Although
get.
I guess they probably don't have a whole lot to work with.
Yeah, I don't really know what it is that they're trying to do. It's so weird. I don't know.
It probably doesn't help that their client is fucking insane. That's got to be a difficult hurdle to overcome.
Yeah, I think that yeah.
No, go ahead.
I think they have a lot. They have their work cut out for them. So yeah.
Yeah, and even like when her sister testified, which I think was yesterday, her sister is talking about this stairway incident where, like, Amber Heard told the story that she was trying to save her sister from Johnny throwing her down the fucking stairs, right? And then her sister is testifying, like, yeah, he's like holding her with one hand, and then he's just popping her in the face with the left, just constantly, repeatedly hitting Amber in the face. And they're like, Amber didn't even say that. Like, Amber didn't even fucking say that she got repeatedly punched in the face. So yeah, it's pretty ridiculous that literally their testimony about that incident is fucking wildly different. And again, I don't think anybody believes that Depp was gonna fucking throw her down the stairs anyway.
Yeah, no one believes that. None. I struggle to think of anyone that actually believes any of this nonsense.
Yeah, and then I was talking with Stabby earlier about fucking some of the shit she gets off in the weeds on. It was like arguing about, like, she claimed that the word pledge and donate and her for her mean the same thing. Because there was a somewhere in Europe that she was on some talk show there, and she said, "Yeah, I donated to the ACLU and the Children's Hospital or whatever." And then the lawyer would come back and she's like, "So you said you donated, the 7 million or whatever?" And she's like, "Yeah, I pledged the 7 million." She's like, "No, you said you donated it." Then she kept going like, "Yeah, I pledged." So when she was coming back, she kept saying pledged whenever the cross lawyer was saying, Depp's lawyer was saying donate. And then she finally pressed her on it, and she was like, "Okay, you keep saying pledged, but in the clip you said donated." And she's like, "Oh yeah, those mean the same thing." And for me, those words are synonymous, which is obvious bullshit. Like, it's something that, like, I guess might technically, help her out law wise, but what do you think the jury is thinking listening to you bullshit? Like, you think they're that fucking stupid? So, like, there's no point to her stupid fucking bullshit, and it's hurting her, and she still can't help herself.
Yeah, I don't think she can keep her story straight because there is nothing that keeps straight. She's clearly lying and making up the bullshit. And we all see it. I don't know if is there a jury for this? I don't know. Is there one?
Yeah, dude. Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah, in fact, I was telling him, I hate like repeating myself, but fuck it, nobody's watching anyway. There's people that are in the stands, and I was following Nick, Nick Rekieta, I assume, right?
Yep.
The lawyer. Okay, so he had people on that were like in the courtroom and have been specifically paying attention to the reactions in the jury, and they're like, yeah, they're almost completely checked out. Like, especially when they're playing the pre-taped like depositions from people, they're completely checked out. Like, everybody's fucking just zoned out, and they're like, yeah, this juror number 7 or whatever jury is, he obviously hates Amber Heard, like obviously despises her. So it's like funny. They're like, yeah, nobody really seems to be buying her. It really seems like they're disinterested, like even when she was testifying and shit. So yeah, it's pretty fucking insane, dude. Yeah, the really fucked up thing is he still might not win. Which actually, and again, he's pretty much said himself he really doesn't give a shit about the money or even winning the case. Just kind of rehabilitating his image. So I think in that, he's been wildly successful. So the outcome doesn't technically really matter.
I think you're right. I think if it's the image that matters, I think he's good. The people like him. The only other problem is that the movie studios don't seem to be on his side still. They seem to still be on Amber's side, and I think that's a save the face kind of thing.
Dude.
Maybe.
Yeah, I think that's changing though, dude. I think they saw that they noticed that petition that 4 million people bothered, more than 4 million people bothered to fucking actually sign the petition to get her removed from Aquaman 2 or whatever, which obviously isn't going to happen, but still. And I assume there's a lot of people like myself who will not watch a movie with that bitch in it. Yeah, whether it's Aquaman 2 or anything else, I don't plan to ever see a fucking movie with that bitch in the movie. And I think she's that despised at this point by a vast majority of people.
I certainly hope so. I have my reservations. I think what's going to end up happening is that the movie studios and Johnny and Amber are going to take a break from acting and taking stuff, and then they come back maybe a year later and hope that you forgot all of this, which I think is probably more likely going to happen.
Yeah, I don't know. I think Depp is probably going to be fine now. I really think it has finally switched, and the studios have realized it's a lost cause to try to prop her up. And we'll see. But I think he's going to be okay, and I think she's going to. It's going to take years if she ever gets any prominent kind of role. Like, she'll be I think they were actually saying on one of Rekieta's stream, like, she'll be the bitch that gets killed in like a shitty horror movie. Because that's the only thing
Probably.
people would want to probably see her be is her getting fucking killed.
And probably, I mean, like, the thing is like, she's never really been that memorable. The only thing I know her from was from Aquaman. That's it. I like whatever she's done before.
Yeah.
I don't know. I've no recall. It's just sort of.
Yeah. Well, I don't really remember her from it. I remember her being hot in the Rum Diaries because I'm a huge Hunter S. Thompson fan, so I'm like one of the few people that actually saw that movie in the fucking theaters. But yeah, I remember the hot chick, but I didn't even realize it was Amber Heard until it was pointed out recently during the trial and shit.
You're backstabby. God damn it. He stabbed your mute. Oh, there you are. You're on mute. Okay, I was just saying, damn it, he's back.
Oh, there we go.
Because while you were away, you let Discord go on. I'm going through my phone looking for all like lewd anime girls and whatever else I want because it's on the screen.
Oh, nice.
That's what I was doing. But the hard part was the hard part was I'm like, okay, what's not actual porn here? I can't do this. This will get your channel killed. This will get that. So I'll just.
Now we know the weird shit that Stabby's up to when he's not around.
Oh man. Well, I'll tell you what. I wasn't trying to avoid the question when I left. I mixed Stabby Pants in Overwatch.
Okay.
I just had that. The sudden half fucking gas, half fucking battery acid shits.
Yeah.
I had one of those pop up where you're just all of a sudden you're like, oh, I gotta go now. I will have to just drop whatever the fuck I'm doing and go take care of business somewhere because, damn.
Is it?
Yeah, we were like, all right, this is very strong potential for a shart happening, so I better fucking get the fuck out of here.
I fucking I shit in the ocean once because of that too.
My God.
I thought like a fucking in the middle of summer. I thought like a nice bologna sandwich would be like a good lunch to take.
Boy, was that a mistake?
No, it was definitely not the best choice.
Well, for me, the bad thing is always coffee.
Oh yeah, you gotta watch that.
Yeah, I like having my morning coffee, but apparently it doesn't like me. It's like I take it, like everything goes. It's like I have to go to the bathroom immediately.
Yeah, it definitely gets things moving.
Oh, this is
yeah.
I think the worst, like, because the other day I had to go to the dentist, which that's a story unto itself. But the when I was done, because it was early in the morning, I couldn't have time to have my morning coffee, and I was just tired. So I decided to stop and get one on my way out, and boy, it went through me. I'm like, okay, because it was a fairly long bus ride to get home, and I was not happy. I just had to hold it in. And then every bathroom I went to, that like public bathroom, was all full. So I'm like, fuck, I guess I gotta go to Walmart. And luckily it was empty. But, oh shit, I almost shit myself. It was terrible.
Yeah, you gotta be fucking careful with those. Yeah, you do not want to poop your pants. It is never a positive experience.
Well, and the lesson here is like, if you need a little pick me up, always go with energy drinks. If I'm going out and about, if I'm going to have coffee, make sure I'm home or near a toilet.
Yes.
Because coffee.
It has to be a really dire situation before I would shit in a fucking
a dire situation, toilet. Oh, sorry.
Yeah, dude. If I can avoid it at all, I will not shit in a public restroom.
I've had to shit so many times. I'm like, I don't care anymore. Like my brother was one of those home poopers, and he shit himself a couple times because that phobia of pooping in a public bathroom. I'm like,
dude, that's way worse than shitting in a public restroom.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
I don't even like shitting at like a friend's house, dude. You know what I mean? Like I've literally like left parties. I'm like, hey, I got to take a shit. I'll be back. And I've literally driven home to take a shit rather than shit at somebody else's house.
Yeah,
that's bad. I'm like, I can't. I do not understand that at all. But then again, I mean, I got no problem.
It's more of I am definitely not one of those people that thinks my shit doesn't stink. I am well aware that it does, so I don't want to have that kind of aroma, left. I feel like it's rude. I think that's the main motivation for me in that. Like the public restroom thing, it's just gross, and I don't want to do it. Like, so I don't not there. I'm not concerned so much about the smell or any of that. But when I'm like with friends, I'm like, I don't want to do this to them. I'm gonna fucking go home.
I got no problem with public bathrooms.
Maybe that's still weird.
It is still weird. Like if you gotta go, you gotta go. It's just something that's unavoidable. You might as well just do it.
Yeah, and well, for me, again, with especially in the last fucking decade or whatever, since probably longer than that. But anyways, the opiates and the opiate-like medication that I still take really slows down the works, so it's incredibly rare that I'm in a situation where like I've got to shit right now. I've usually got several hours from the time like, I kind of think I got to take a shit. I've got at least several hours, if not a full fucking day, before I definitely have to shit. So yeah, it definitely doesn't come up very often nowadays.
Well, for me, I'm like, maybe it's the cream. Well, no, it's the caffeine because I've had black coffee and still have to, have problems. So maybe what I gotta do is because my thing is I really enjoy the cream because we get like the flavored creamers, and I love them. They taste great. And I remember when I was up there, I stopped off and got like a coffee from Tim Hortons. And because Tim Hortons always talk about how good their coffee is, I had that and like, God damn, it was shit. Well, shit, it does not compare to those flavored creamers. They're fucking delicious.
No, very little is getting compared to those because those are like pure fucking sugar. Like
they are, but you know what? I love them.
Yeah, I prefer a hazelnut myself.
It doesn't matter, hazelnut, French vanilla. We have white chocolate right now, white chocolate flavored. Oh, it's just good. Fucking delicious.
Yeah, that's always been actually at Starbucks. White chocolate mocha is always what I get.
I could see that being a thing. Yeah.
Oh, good.
Oh yeah, the white chocolate mocha. Fuck yeah, that was my jam. For Starbucks, 100%. When I still did caffeine, white chocolate mocha was the fucking jam at Starbucks. That and their fucking apple fritter. Like holy shit, I love that apple fritter.
Yeah, that's the thing that doesn't get talked about much, but they sell a lot of good shit. Like
their apple fritter was amazing. Every one of their scones so far that I've ever had was really good. Even if it was like a scone I generally don't like. Yeah, this isn't going to get me any of the stuff I want. Okay, whoops.
Actually, but I don't know if do they still do like the breakfast sandwiches and shit because those were.
I'm sure they do. They everything they have is super overpriced though, so it rapidly loses my interest. I would never go to Starbucks now that I don't do caffeine anyway because it's just like what would be the point? Like,
right.
Starbucks is awful. Well, it's awfully overpriced. That's for sure.
Yeah, it's not bad. It's just it's about a gallon and a half of sugar in a half a gallon cup though. Like they figured out how to mass just really fucking shove the sugar in that. So
see, like when I was in Mexico, a good cup of coffee is real hard to come across.
Really, you would think the further you go to South America, the better coffee would be.
No, see, if your main export or one of your main exports is something like coffee, all the good stuff goes overseas or goes to the other areas.
Yeah, that makes sense. They're like, yeah, we're not giving you the guys the good stuff. You're just the fucking slave work. Like, what the fuck did you think was going to happen?
Like, I went to like a Mexican...
everybody's poor here.
Like, I went to a Mexican grocery store, and we bought like a bag of coffee. We didn't think too much of it. And let me tell you, it was the worst thing I've ever had. It was disgusting. It was an assault to the flavor. It was awful.
I hate coffee, so I don't know if I would. I would say that's all coffee.
Dude, you will.
I like Starbucks because it's not coffee. Like that is. I will.
See, okay, we were in it.
Yeah, the coffee flavor is very much secondary to the whatever other flavors in there.
Yeah, there's white chocolate mocha flavored liquid in there. I don't know what the where the cat coffee part is, because I'm pretty sure there's none in there.
Yeah, it's again. Yeah, it's like 90%. You can taste it, it tastes kind of like coffee, but yeah, 90% it tastes like fucking whatever flavor it is. It seems to smell like coffee at least.
Yeah, that's about all it has. It has the coffee smell, because coffee smells amazing. Like, I don't like coffee, but the fucking scent is so good.
It is good.
Yeah.
You go to like the coffee section of a grocery store. It smells great.
Oh, same with. Although you know what, the if I'm making a beef stew, you need a cup of coffee to make beef stew. I don't know if anybody else has ever done that, but you in regular beef stew, not the tomato base, just the regular beef stew. Put a cup of coffee in it. It's amazing. It really makes the whole stew better. Yep.
I had no idea.
Wow, no, I've never heard that, dude.
We've been doing that in my family since I've been a little kid. I'm talking like a cup of brewed coffee. Brewed coffee.
Yeah.
Like not ground coffee.
You meant like the ground. Okay.
No, just brew a regular cup of coffee, like a cup of Joe, like whatever you would normally have, just a small cup of coffee, like 6 ounces, and throw that in there. So technically 3/4 of a cup, because a full liquid cup is 8 ounces. But you know what I mean.
Yeah. I got you. Close enough, dude.
Yeah, and it's delicious. Yeah. It's one of those things you would never expect. Oh, this is just because it'll be funny. I gotta drop a trap right by the health pack that everybody always goes and runs to get. So on the off chance somebody runs there, I might be able to like get a free kill.
Yeah.
Junkrat is one of those characters in Overwatch where your goal is like, how fucking obnoxious can you be? Can you be really, really annoying? Can you make everybody hate you? Because that's what Junkrat does.
That's what the character's designed to do.
Yeah.
To irritate people. Shit, dude. I made a. I cooked
you can stay over there, motherfucker.
I cooked a whole turkey a couple days ago. It's only like I think the second or third time I've cooked like a whole turkey.
Damn.
And it actually turned out really fucking good, man.
Turkey is one of those things that's really, really good. And like super easy, like way easier than people would have you think. Like it's not nearly as tough.
Yeah. Yeah, because basically all I did was basically like I separate the skin from the the meat or whatever. I butter all that up and season it a little. Put the skin back over it, and then season even the skin a little bit. Butter on that. Dude, okay, so I buttered this, under the skin.
I fucking did it. I got trapped. Killed somebody. I'm sorry. I did not think that was going to work that fucking well, and it did. I just watched him run in to get help. I'm like,
dude. After
I shot him, and then the fucking trap gets him, and I was like, oh, I don't know if anything's ever going to feel that good in this game.
It worked. Holy shit. It's not like I wasn't talking about anything earth-shattering. All right, so basically I butter under the skin, over the skin, seasoning, all that shit, and then I literally just shoved a stick of butter inside it instead of doing like stuffing or anything else. I just literally stuffed a thing of butter in it, dude, and it actually turned out really fucking good. Stayed really moist and everything. Yeah, and what I do is basically whatever liquid is left, which is like half butter and half fat or whatever. I'll take the actual meat and kind of like spread it out a little, and then dunk it in that before I take it out. So there's just more of that butter and fucking fat flavor in there.
Oh yeah.
So then it ends up like obviously super moist. Because it stayed moist anyway, even without dipping it into that shit. But yeah,
nice.
It turned out really goddamn well. Because I sent some. My son was actually staying at his mom's, so I started defrosting it, and then I think we both kind of forgot about it. He ended up going to his mom's, and I'm like, and I kind of have to cook it now. And I sent him.
True. Yeah, you do not want to fuck with like fucking meat like that. Yeah, especially like turkey and chicken and shit. You don't want to.
Plus,
Salmonella.
the way I defrosted it was not the way you're supposed to do it because I just literally left it sitting on the counter overnight, which was a very bad idea.
Is it?
For multiple reasons, but yeah, well, I think they're supposed to. They usually tell you to just put it in the fridge and let it defrost over several days. I just didn't want to wait that long. And so basically, I left it, and it was still sealed. Or no, it turned out there was a hole in it. I forgot. But anyways, like all the liquid was like all over the table, and it dripped onto the ground and shit. So that was another reason. I was like, all right, I got to do this pretty quick.
Yeah, that's why I
Yeah,
always put a plate under it.
My son, like right after. Yeah, I dropped them off to my son like right after it, right after I made it, and he texted me like a half hour later. He's like, "I've already eaten almost all of this. This was really, really good." I was like,
Nice.
"Right on." Yeah, but it is, it's difficult to fuck up turkey because turkey is just fucking really good anyway. Other than making it maybe too dry, like that's definitely something that happens. But yeah, basically it was like a 13 or 14 pound turkey. I only cooked it for like 2 hours, and it was done. Because yeah, I noticed like my mom, her turkey is always fucking dry as hell. Like you have to have what do you call it? You have to have gravy or something with it.
Oh yeah.
And I think it's because she cooks it over for a very long time. Like she'll put it in the oven like overnight at like 200 or like 225 or something. So I think she's just the way she cooks it is just not conducive to maintaining a moist turkey.
Yeah, it's so the way I found to cook turkeys the best is you want to cook them breast side down for about 50 to 60% of your cook time.
Yeah,
and then flip them over, and then they come out moist as fuck that way. Like it's super super tasty.
Yeah, actually, this time I was trying to flip it, and it was fucking already breaking apart and shit. Even after just 2 hours, again, it was not a gigantic Thanksgiving type turkey. It was only about 13 to 14 pounds.
Oh
yeah, literally, I was
that's still a good sized bird. I mean, you're gonna end up with at least 6 or 7 pounds of fucking meat off of that bird. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that was like, that was 3 days ago, and there's still like a good pound and a half left.
Oh yeah, I'm sure.
So that was good. So yeah, anytime those things are on sale, because again, I got it for like 79 cents a pound, like a couple months ago. So anytime I see a whole turkey on sale for a price like that, I'm like, all right, I gotta get that. Yeah. Are we all busy?
Sorry, yeah, it was like a crazy game moment there. They all came in and threw down some ultimates at the same time.
Yeah, no, I just.
And then I really want to know how the fuck.
Like, oh, shit. Yeah.
What? Oh, it's fucking Bob. That does it.
No, I thought it kicked me off. I wasn't on my game that kicks me off normally, but I'm like, oh shit, did it kick me off? And then when I looked, Samaj was still muted.
Yeah.
So I'm
back now. What happened? What's going on?
Not much. There was a bunch of ultimates going on apparently in the Overwatch game.
Oh yeah, last minute there.
Gotcha. I went out today. Yeah.
No, go ahead. Go ahead.
I was just gonna say I went out today to get some comic books for the first time in a while, and that was an experience, mostly due to the weather.
Oh damn!
Because it was. I mentioned earlier that it was raining, but it also hailed at certain moments, just when it was funny. By that I mean when it pissed me off. So I get off the bus and I cross the street to head to the comic shop, and out of nowhere, because when I head out, the sun started coming out. It was clearing up. It was going to be a nice day, and then out of nowhere, fucking hail and thunder and lightning came out and just drenched me. Just before I got into the store, and I thought, okay, I'll go in there. I'll look around. I'll weigh up the storm, and it stops. And I get my comics, and I head on out, and I start heading off to a different store. And wouldn't you know it, it starts thunder and lightning and hail right out of nowhere. Just it was getting good out. So I get in there, I weigh it out, and I go back out, and it fucking does it again. The storm ends, and it comes right back.
Damn.
It happened to me multiple times, and then I get to the bus stop to head home, and it's just pouring rain. And I have to wait for it, and there's nowhere for me to go. So I just have to sit there and deal with it. God damn it. And one of my comics got good and wet, so fuck that. God damn it. So I'm waiting for it to dry. Yeah, not nice out there. It's like, oh god, this is a punishment. It's like, yeah, don't buy comic books. It's not time to buy buying comic
God
books.
was telling you and you wouldn't listen.
It's like, how do you not know better by now? I'm gonna really seal this for you.
Well, what got me, like, and I should have known this, but there's this app called Comixology where you can purchase comics digitally, and it's often at a cheaper price. Like comic in the shop might be $5. I could spend maybe $2 on the same comic.
Oh, wow.
That's not much of a savings. So I thought, well, okay, yeah, but I don't like the app. But one of my favorite artists was working on a comic that was like exclusive to the app. I thought, oh, okay, well, I guess I'll never get that. And then out of nowhere, he tweets out that the comic that he was working on is now on store shelves. Like, wait a minute, when did this happen? It's an exclusive. It's like you can only get it digitally. They were promoting it as digital only. Get Comixology. So I guess that tells you it ain't working out too well. Like
that sucks.
And I'm mad at Comixology because I did have an account with them and I did buy some comics off of them. That was a long time ago, but. And then I stopped using it just because I don't know. I think I got a new phone. I had other interests at the time. So then I thought I'd get back into it. So I re-downloaded it, and apparently, because I hadn't used it for a certain amount of time, it deleted my account, and all those comics I purchased, all gone. They don't exist anymore.
Damn.
So I'm like, oh well, if that's how it's gonna be, I'm never getting this app. If I buy a comic like physically, I'll always have it, unless something happens to it.
Yeah, I've never been a fan of the digital comic thing. Yeah, although it's nice, I guess you can use like most of them now come with the code in there, right? Like in the comic itself. You get a digital copy as well.
If you get
they
there,
don't do that anymore.
I don't know if they still do that anymore. I've never done that. I was so offended by the whole thing. I'm like, I'm not getting this. I'm not using the code. Also, I mean, if I want to resell the comic. If I want to resell it, it's probably better it has the code unused. So
that's true too. I would always especially after that whole back in the day when they had you cut out the little things to make a poster out of all the different pieces, and one of the comics was like Hulk 181, which was like the main first appearance of Wolverine. You know, you're like cutting out a piece of the thing. Like, I'm always hesitant to remove or touch or do anything like that. So even the little sticker thing or whatever that's over the code, I don't want to fuck with that in case it fucks up the value down the road. Mm-hmm. Do you guys know what I'm talking about? Or am I...
Not a clue.
Okay.
I'm not enough of a comics guy.
Right. So, Stabby, real quick. Okay, real quick. Basically, back in I guess it would have been 70s or whatever. Okay, they had this thing where there was a bunch of different comics that had like a thing towards the back of the comic book where you would cut out a little thing and it would be like a section of you get the different pieces from the different comics. You would cut it out and put it together, and it would be like a poster. You know, it would be a little. Obviously, each little piece was a little piece of that overall poster. All right. Well, a lot of those comics that it appeared in. Yeah, a lot of those comics that those appeared in tended to be pretty key issues. Like, again, the first full appearance of Wolverine. So anybody that actually cut that piece out, the first appearance of Wolverine is still worth a decent amount, but it cuts it down drastically, like at least in half, and maybe more than that actually. So it, back then they're like, yeah, this will be super valuable, this poster thing. We'll even send you this thing where you can put it on. All right, so basically, all those a lot of those issues ended up being pretty fucking valuable, and some of them were devalued by up to like 90%, depending on what was on the other side of what you cut out. Like if the other side was an ad, it wasn't that big of a deal. But if the other side was, part of the story of the comic, it took a big chunk out of the value.
So I'm of yes, I wholeheartedly agree that was kind of a silly thing because it was it devalued a lot of the comics. But that said, though, it was probably one of the best things for a lot of people that it did happen. And the reason is that Marvel was notoriously bad for this. They would like make millions upon millions of copies and send them off to stores. And so like you might get something like issue 1 of this, or issue 1, or the introduction of this, but because they made so many of these comics, the value of the comics weren't that great, because it's like you guys have so many of them. Like if I want to get like a Jim Lee X-Men run, you would think that that was such a huge hit that'd be hard to find. Well, no, it's super easy to find, and you can get them for cheap. Like I can go to any convention, I can get that whole run for like $5. It's so fucking cheap because they made so many. But when they had those little promotional things where you can put them together and make something out of it, it devalued a lot of those comics. So a complete one is worth a lot more. So what that ended up doing is it cut the market in half. So you have the ones that got damaged, and the ones that didn't, and the ones that didn't are worth a lot more than the ones that did. So if a bunch of kids got that and they tore it up, they devalued the comics. They increased the value of all the whole ones. So, and because it was part of that whole phenomena thing of people tearing up pages, then it just sort of made things a lot more collectible. And so I appreciate that. I wish they did more, because most of the comics that be out there be worth a lot more.
Yeah, dude, it was fucked up. The my ex's father actually has a Hulk 181, but he did cut that out.
Yeah.
But even in the condition it's in, even with that missing, like it's still worth a couple $100.
Maybe.
Because I actually asked him, I'm like, because he was telling me how he had comics or whatever, and he was into Hulk, I guess, when he was a kid. And I'm like, yeah, well, check and see if you have a Hulk 181. Like, not thinking anything of it, you know what I mean? I was just kind of like, yeah, see if you got that. And he comes back like 5 minutes later. He's like, you mean this one? And I'm like, holy fuck, dude. But yeah, that was pretty fucking nuts, dude. I'm like, here's a bag and a board. Put this thing in there. And take care of it, dude, because it's still gonna, like, it wasn't in great condition because he didn't, he wasn't that kind of collector, obviously.
Exactly. I mean, you don't see the value in it. You just get it and you reread it because you enjoy it. I mean, part of the problem is with some of these is because, like, if the value of the property is still there, like if modern day Hulk comics were really popular, a classic one like that would only go up in value. But because modern day comics are so awful, they're devaluing the value of the classic ones. And people go back to classic comics because they're far more enjoyable. Like, the comics back in the day were way better. Nowadays they're awful. And it doesn't help that, like, part of the other thing that happened is that the movies were so popular and people would gladly like get the comics because they love the characters. But because all the movies and TV shows are so awful, they're devaluing the value of the name brand. So like Marvel is no longer a selling brand. And
they've really fucked it up lately.
Oh yeah, it's and you can tell they've given up. Like, I don't know if you saw the trailer for that She-Hulk show, but it looks god awful. Like they are skimping.
It's all CGI, right?
And it's not good CGI.
The She-Hulk.
Yeah,
that's what I'm saying. Like, they hadn't put nothing into the budget apparently.
Yeah, it's like really bad CGI with mocap and everything, and everyone they say it looks like a Shrek movie. She looks like Shrek. Or Fiona or whatever.
Yeah.
Which I guess that's... Yeah?
It's inexplicable to me, dude. the things that them and Disney, it's incredibly frustrating, dude, and just so inexplicable. The fucking bullshit they're putting out.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah, everybody's gonna hate this, but you know, we're on the. I don't know if they really think they're on the right side of history or what the fuck, but
well,
yeah, it's
I,
fucking
I
trash.
I think they've gotten the message that what they're doing isn't working. And I do believe that they're going to change ship or change the direction of the whole thing. But they like these things take years to make. So they all the stuff we've been seeing has already been in development for a long time. So they have to get it out. So it's going to get worse before it gets better.
Mhm.
Because we still have that
Yeah,
Camilla Khan
it's got
show.
its own inertia. Yeah,
Yeah, because we still have Camilla Khan and we still have She-Hulk coming out. And we still have that Thor: Love and Thunder, which is I want to be excited, but I know it's gonna bomb. I just know it's not gonna work. Like I actually saw that Doctor Strange movie and the new one that just came out, the Multiverse of Madness. I actually really liked it, but apparently it dropped off on viewership. Like the first weekend did really well. Second weekend it just plummeted. Just plummeted. No, didn't make anywhere near the amount of money it needs. I think they made just enough to break even, but they're not making the money. Also, it wasn't going to get released into China, so it's like it fundamentally underperformed in ways that they didn't even see coming.
Oh yeah, not really that surprising.
So yeah, it was just a shame because I like Sam Raimi, and there was a lot of Sam Raimi elements in this movie that I really really like. I don't know if you guys seen that Multiverse of Madness.
No.
I'd recommend it, but clearly others didn't.
Yeah, it seemed like not a lot of people were big fans.
Yeah.
I'll check it out. Probably not gonna watch it in the theater, but I'll watch it eventually, I'm sure.
Yeah, it'll probably be on Disney Plus pretty soon. It'll be on digital. It'll be easy to get a copy. So
yeah.
But yeah, I liked it. But I definitely see the criticism. I see why people said that it wasn't good. So
Yeah, or why they didn't like it. Yeah.
yeah.
Ooh, I don't know.
I think a lot of the stuff that underperformed was the TV shows. Like I don't know if you guys ever saw WandaVision. But boy,
that's hard for that not to underperform, honestly.
I mean, that was such a train wreck.
Yeah, that was disappointing because the concept, I really like that concept, especially with Wanda's crazy fucking powers. Like the concept is really fucking interesting. But it sounds like it kind of delivered at first, but then the end was just shit.
Well,
is that pretty much what happened?
Pretty much. I mean, a lot of things didn't make a whole lot of sense, and probably because the writer doesn't understand Marvel Comics. Like, she's a TV drama person, has no experience with superheroes or anything like that. And there was apparently this Zoom call that got leaked of her talking with like the Marvel people, and she was trying to say like, do we really need a villain? Can't the drama just be the relationship? And she's like, we don't need a villain. And the guy was explaining, well, I mean, these are stuff based on comic books, and people like the villains just as much as they like the heroes. And it needs it. And she was trying hard to say we don't need a villain. And yeah, no. So I mean, the villain was kind of half-assed, and it was done on purpose because she didn't want a villain.
Yeah.
And the other thing is she doesn't know anything about the characters, and there's hints throughout the entire show, hinting at like the what was his name, Mephisto or whatever, that he's like Mephisto. I don't know, the guy. He's Marvel's devil. Yeah, he's Marvel's devil.
Yeah.
And he's on the stained glass. He's here and there. Everyone was getting hyped up, like, oh my god, they actually gonna do it? Oh, that's so cool. And of course, they didn't deliver. And then we had Quicksilver from the X-Men movies, and we thought, oh, that's gonna be cool. We're gonna lead into that, and he doesn't. He's just a guy. it means nothing. And so,
Dude.
like, they just forever. And of course, the writer, she had no idea this was going to happen because she doesn't know comic books. That's
insane to me. That you have somebody, and I don't even mind if they had no knowledge of it going in, but like I feel like they should fucking research that shit. They should have to. They should have to like pass some kind of fucking quiz about it. You know what I mean? It's
or
insane
at least
that you don't fucking research the backstory of this shit.
Or at least you should, get directors and showrunners that at least have a background in, let's say, action or science fiction or something. And they literally got this TV drama woman, mostly because she is a woman and because she's a feminist and all that. Not because of her skills. She has no skills in any of this, none whatsoever. Same thing with Zoe Zhang. She did the Eternals. No experience in this whatsoever. The only reason they're there is because of their gender and maybe and their race or something. They're not there for skill or merit.
Yeah, it's a diversity hire, dude. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
and I wish they'd stop diversity hiring the writers, though. Because, like, these side characters that are there for no reason other than just to, like, fit some sort of ham-fisted political nonsense. Like, if they had a halfway decent writer, they could at least make the story, like, include them in it in some way. You know what I mean? Like, 'cause that would be really the key element right there, would be just give them a purpose in the story. Like, if you're gonna include all these extra pointless things, like, you gotta actually weave it in there.
Like, if you were to get a guy who directed some James Bond movies and say, hey, we want you to do Captain America, that's within his wheelhouse. He could do a Captain America movie. That won't be necessarily a problem. Or if you want to get, like, a guy who did science fiction and say, hey, can you do Guardians of the Galaxy? Fine, that's within his wheelhouse. Go for it. Play to your strengths. And it's the same thing with the writers. It's the same thing with the actors, if that's indeed a factor. Then, I mean, go for that.
If you get somebody who has the intellect of a fucking wandering, muttering homeless man and put them in charge of it because they have the right skin color, then you're going to end up with trash. You know what I mean? Like, that's what it comes down to. They keep putting these people with, like, no fucking concept of how to tell a story in charge of telling stories. So you end up with a lot of movies where stuff happens, but there's no actual plot or emotional investment or really any way to connect with the film in any shape,
Yeah, or it's just mismatched. Like, if you get somebody that's done, like, romantic comedies and you're gonna have them shoot a sci-fi action thing, like, it's probably not gonna fucking turn out well.
It'll turn out like a sci-fi romantic comedy, damn it.
Yeah.
I mean, like, these things can work. Some people can be like multifaceted in the movies that they want to produce. That's not impossible, but it's often a better recipe for success if you just find people that play to their strengths. Like, if I want to work on a sci-fi movie, maybe I should make an indie sci-fi movie.
Yeah,
like the guy who did Looper. He's the guy who did, like, the fuck were those movies? The bad Star Wars movies not J.J. Abrams. Yeah, not the prequels. The sequel ones. Yeah. The one who did the one in the middle, the one that everyone, Ryan Johnson.
Ryan Johnson,
yeah, it does Looper, and you would think that's fine, but the problem is that he doesn't have any skills in genre stuff. He likes to do his own thing, and that might work. But if you're making something like Star Wars that needs to have a story and everything, then you need something there. And unfortunately, I mean, Star Wars is his own kill of fish.
There's I mean, what was it, like the second one of the most recent trilogy, the second film, had this weird moment in it that killed it for me. That was right at the beginning when they were using bombers in space and had to orient the bombers so that they were over the top of the spaceship. I'm like, you're in space. There's no down. There's no bombing. What the fuck are you on?
Yeah.
And after
Yeah.
that, I was not really into the series from the get go. But after that, that just really fucking like, just was so dumb. I was like, I'm out. That's not very fun. It's just so stupid.
Yeah, the one that really pissed me off there was the purple hair bitch, her dressing down of Poe Dameron over nothing, really.
Just because
Where
they
you
wanted
just
her
like,
to
all
be
right,
like
so
a
what's the
badass
plan?
for no reason, like.
Yeah, like all he said was like, all right, so what's the actual plan or whatever? And she's like, oh, I've seen flyboys like you. And it's a completely, like, he didn't do anything to warrant that dressing down, like, at all. And so, yeah, I was like, fuck that. And, dude, did not care that she was sacrificing herself. And was kind of glad that she was fucking dying.
Yeah. It was like, oh, well, this bitch is fucking obnoxious.
Yeah. Fuck her, dude. And yeah, and then you find out later that they deliberately made all the people, like her and her, her direct commanders under her were all women, like on purpose. And like, oh, fuck you, dude. Like, I don't know, man. Just finding out that they did that shit on purpose. Like, if that's the way it fucking came out, fine. But yeah, to deliberately shoehorn that shit in, like, all right, nope, her and all of her direct subordinates, they need to all be women. All the commanders are going to be women.
The weird thing is like, people who talk about Ryan Johnson and what he did to Star Wars. I mean, he got a lot of hate at the beginning, and the weird thing is he's getting a lot of love now after like Knives Out, and part of the reason for that is because when he did that to Star Wars, and he kind of ruined it. But in a lot of ways, he ruined it from the get go, and people were like, because he kind of let people know that these movies are awful and that there is no plan. And so if he kills it now, then it'll fix itself later. Like, I'm pretty sure we're gonna uncanonize these movies. No one wants these movies to exist, and
yeah.
And the people in charge should get fired. I mean, you could say it's all Ryan Johnson's fault, but had competent people been in charge from the get go, we wouldn't really see all these cracks until like years later, or like 6 movies later, or whatever.
Okay, something's going on there. I should have killed him immediately.
Yeah. But yeah, there could have been a lot more like mediocre at best fucking bullshit if his shit wasn't so fucking shitty.
Well, and that seems to be Disney in general. Like a lot of stuff we're getting is mediocre. Like these Marvel movies we're getting nowadays, they're mediocre. The TV show mediocre, Star Wars mediocre. Why are we aiming for mediocre when we should be aiming for great movies? On top of all that,
especially after the whole fucking Infinity War shit, that was fucking epic, dude. And everything since then has been fucking trash.
Yep. Well, because part of the problem with like a lot of these movies is that they only ever had like a very loose plan, and they didn't really have anything to focus on. But now it's become more obvious than ever that there was never any plan, because once Thanos is done, what do you do next? And no one knows. No one has any clue on what to do next. And then now we're going with ideology, and that's kind of stupid. Like, we really shouldn't be going with ideology, like feminism and all that.
Definitely should have been obvious by the time any of the rest of the movies. Maybe not by then. I don't know, but
and it's hard to. It's sort of hard to say with a lot of these things, because when you're talking about people in Hollywood, like they have their own lifestyle, they have their own clique, they have their own communities, they have their own anything else. They're very isolated from the rest of society, and they think because they're in charge that what they say goes, and they don't really know that when things change. Like, I remember hearing that the only reason why the original 3 Lord of the Rings movies with Peter Jackson was as good as they were is because is because they were filmed in New Zealand. far away from Hollywood and far away from the influence. The budget was made, the plans were made, and then they just went out. No big budget producer was there to say, hey, let's do this, let's do that. No one was there to whisper in their ears and say, let's do this, this, and this. And because they filmed so far away. But the same thing couldn't be said for the other movies that came out after that. There was a lot more influence. There was a lot more producers in the ear, which is why they create a whole lot of stuff out of whole cloth with that elf stories and all that. A lot of this was bullshit because they want to get in on that.
Yeah, we know Legolas wasn't in the original Hobbit stories or any of that, but let's get him in there because he was popular.
Exactly, and so that's all. Yeah, that was all producer stuff. And part of the other reason why producers do all that is because if their ideas get used into the movie, then they get a good paycheck out of that because that's what comes in there. That's why when you have all these producers, because if you see a lot of these Marvel movies, they have a lot of producers. There's a lot of producer credits. And all those guys are fucking leeches. Yeah. They're just fucking leeches. They don't want the creative people to be creative and make the movies they want to make. They want to add in their 2 cents, and they're allowed to do so because they're producers.
Oh yeah,
yeah. They don't want the creative people to do that. They want their cut of the pie too, and they shouldn't because
write a word, change a word, take a third, like the music shit.
Yeah. So that's part of what the problem is, and so I do think that more movies should be made away from Hollywood. Like Hollywood, they have all the money and they have all the budget and stuff, and so you need the money because a lot of these movies, they're very expensive to make. So if you want something made, you have to get the approval from the big Hollywood people. But once that's done, get the fuck away from them. And it's harder to do if you're close by. Like if you film something in America, that you have producer influence over there, and same thing here in Canada because we're close enough. On the other side of the world, go fuck yourself. Go do your own thing somewhere else.
Yeah.
Anyway, I'll be right back.
Yeah. The creatives should be left to be creative, and the finance and all the other fucking idiots, it should be left to just, cover the finances.
Do the bookkeeping. Make sure that every fucking thing is awesome. Like pay for that really good special effects, or do the budget up so that they do that. Like that's how you contribute as the fucking producer. Find a company that'll make whatever the director needs to happen. That's really what you should be doing. Like that's it. But no.
Yeah. Oh yeah. One other thing I wanted to get in about the original Lord of the Rings trilogy is one huge thing about that being successful was the person directing it was a huge fucking fan of the source material.
Yeah, that made a big difference in how tolerable that film was. I didn't like the way the movies ended, but altogether, like they're not terrible. They're fairly decent representations.
Yeah, even the Hobbit ones were not fucking horrible, especially if you're comparing it to like the Star Wars sequels and fucking a lot of the other crap. Dude.
The Lord of the Rings ones weren't horrible. The Hobbit ones were fucking awful. They put a bunch of shit in there that wasn't in the original book. And it was stupid. Yeah. If you want a good Hobbit movie, I shit you not, the 1970s fucking animated Hobbit movie is amazing. Go watch that.
Yes, dude.
Don't waste any time with that other Peter Jackson horse shit.
Yeah. Yeah, it was I remember watching that as a kid and loving it. I don't know how I didn't get into there was something about the animated tree concept that made me think it was just fucking silly. So I never got into the Lord of the Rings shit when I was younger.
Oh, really? The animated tree stuff was the thing.
Yeah, for me, I thought that was just silly. I didn't know anything else about it, though. So, you know what I mean? Like, if that was the main thing, I kind of fucking heard about it. I'm like, what? Walking and talking trees? All right. And those characters are fucking amazing, dude. Like, you know what I mean? Yeah, I did not give a shit about Lord of the Rings at all until the Fellowship of the Ring came out. In fact, until that came out on DVD, I didn't watch it or give a shit about it. I was literally in a Hollywood Video because there's a Hollywood Video right next to the Verizon store I worked at in Flagstaff, and I was literally like, bullshitting on the phone, talking to a friend of mine, And I was like, oh, look, Fellowship of the Ring's out. And he's like, should I rent that? And he's like, dude, buy it. Just buy it.
You're gonna love it.
And
Buy
I'm
it.
like, really? Yeah. It's like, I'm like, all right. So it was a guy whose, opinion, obviously, I respected. So I'm like, all right, I guess I'll just fucking buy it. And yeah, dude, I watched that and I'm like, God damn, that was fucking amazing, dude. So yeah, I really went from like not giving a shit about it to by the time it came out on DVD, like this next the Return not Return of the King, the Two Towers
Yeah, how is this
was
people
coming out in
taking
theaters
damage? What am I doing
short
wrong?
after that. So yeah, I literally ended up watching the Two Towers like the day it came out, and then I was like, "Fuck, man!" I love that one too, and I'm like, I don't want to wait. I don't want to wait this long to find out how this all fucking pans out. So I literally went and bought books. I actually bought all of them. I bought everything from The Hobbit all the way through, and I read them in order. So yeah, and then by the time The Return of the King came out, I was literally at the midnight showing, watching it as soon as humanly possible. So yeah, it was pretty crazy to go from like not kind of not actively disliking it, but not having any interest to fucking being a huge fucking fan. Because yeah, it's definitely one of mine. Oh yeah, and then after that, I saw the Silmarillion at like Barnes and Noble somewhere, bought that, and then read that after the fact. After I'd watched the movies and shit. And yeah, I don't know if either of you guys are familiar with that book, but it's a pretty slow read, especially early on, dude.
Yeah, I heard it's something that can definitely put you to sleep.
Yeah, it's definitely very drawn out, and there's cool shit in there, but there's a lot of fucking filler in there too. Because there's really cool shit like the hidden city, the Girdle of Melian or whatever, like a city basically that had what was it? The chick was actually a Mire. She was one of the fucking not the actual gods or goddesses, but like the ones right below that. And she was actually married to like an elf. And she had the power to like basically have some enchantment where like basically if they didn't want you finding it, it was almost impossible.
Oh but yeah, well I mean like the elves are kind of OP in that one.
Yeah, but it's still like I think that's the only example of even an elf marrying one of the Mire. Because the Mire, like basically like Gandalf, Sauron, Saruman, like the wizards,
the spirits,
and those guys are basically. I guess they're essentially like angels. I guess like you have the gods and the goddesses types. You have the main guy, Lubitar or whatever, that created everything. And then the evil spirit, because you learn more about, because again, Sauron was underneath I guess it's essentially the fucking Lucifer / devil character until he got like banished or whatever. Him fucking shit up and yeah. Anyways, there's interesting shit in it. It's just so much fucking. There's long periods of bullshit in between the interesting shit.
Yes. Well, as to be expected, it's fucking Tolkien's work. Like not for nothing, but the homie was really fucking boring a lot of the time.
Yeah. I'm curious if they made him pare down even the originals. I don't know that much about that kind of backstory shit, but like him writing books or whatever. Because the rest of them are pretty well paced. You know what I mean? Like the actual. The original trilogy.
Okay, this dude's definitely got something going on. Yeah, he's getting 100% accuracy in that. What? No fucking way. All right, that's ridiculous. One of their tanks is I'm pretty sure using an aimbot. Like I'm pretty shitty with this character, but I'm looking at his screen shaking all the fuck over the place. And this motherfucker can't miss a single round? Come on.
Yeah, pretty fucking obvious. Bot bullshit. All right, I've got to go pick up my son.
No.
So I'm wondering, because I can't really, it's too fucking hot for me to drive in that truck with no AC, you know what I mean? No AC and all that. So I'm thinking I'd probably drop off.
Oh, you're gonna drop off for a minute?
Or in a few minutes here.
We're almost.
Well,
Yeah, we're almost at the end.
I'm saying I'm probably not going to be back on because
Oh yeah, you're late.
I'm going to be
You're leaving.
half hour. Yeah, I mean, if you guys are still on and like 6:15 or whatever, you know, like 45 minutes.
Oh yeah,
jump
we'll
back on,
definitely be
that's
done by
probably not
then.
happening. Yeah. All right. So yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and drop off. So it was nice talking with you guys. I will catch you next week.
Yeah, take care.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. We can just wind down if you like.
Yeah, I think so. This round is pretty much over, and that's pretty much the end of that.
Yeah, sounds about right.
I'm not even going to waste my time going back into the game. It's just pretty well over there. Was there anything else interesting going on? I don't think there's much. When we covered all the like interesting things that are going on, I think there's just not a whole lot else to talk about. I mean, it's kind of fun watching people flip out over the abortion thing, but like that's kind of a done deal, or not a done deal, but that's kind of those things where you like. There's really nothing anyone can say or do until like after the courts make their decision. If they overturn Roe v. Wade.
I don't know. I mean, they're probably going to overturn it. Who cares? Hey, Satan.
Well, yeah, it's literally just a what do you call it? Oh, Satan's on there. What's up, dude?
Another fat fuck left. Another fat fuck had to join.
Fair enough.
Oh, wasn't the old name of the show like three or four fat faggots, something like that?
Yeah, four fat faggots was what was originally, I think, was gaming's thing, if I'm not mistaken.
Never mind. You can keep it then. I don't care.
Oh, that's right. I forgot. Yeah, you ate him. I had forgotten about that.
Why would he do?
He's a faggot and a coward. He'll forever be a fucking coward.
Why? What happened?
He knows. I've talked about it hundreds of times. I'm just done. He's just a bitch.
Well, good for him. I don't know what'll go on.
I've never figured it out either, but I don't really care. Like, I'll still hang out with gaming. I'll still hang out with Satan. I'm just, hey, whatever. It's all good. I'm just chilling.
And that's how it should be.
Right.
Let's see. Have you guys seen the YouTube channel Soul Snack Studios?
Take my side in any argument or fight.
Oh yeah, I prefer not to get into those weird blood sport fight shits. People, too much drama.
The second anytime more than 2 people join me on my side, I'm starting a cult. Like the second a second person joins me, or like the second person agrees to what I'm saying, even now I'm starting a cult, and you were the first 2 officers. Congratulations.
I'm happy to be in a cult. I've always wanted to be one. Also, you guys need to look at Soul Snack Studios YouTube channel. It is the most insane racist stuff I think I've ever seen in my life. But it's like, how would you describe it? You know those like, G.I. Joe level, the more you know, and knowing is half the battle kind of dumb shit things, where they do like a morality play little skit, and then like the G.I. Joe comes out and says da 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 da, right? It's like morality skits about racism, but like the racism is shit that would never happen. For instance, there's 2 black dudes in a park hanging out, one in a wheelchair and one shooting hoops by himself. So this lady sees him and she's like, oh, God damn it, I told them before. And she pulls a whip out of her purse, and like a big bull whip, like a fucking giant whip, because she's a white lady and white ladies are racist. And as soon as they see black people, the first thing they do is grab their handy dandy bullwhip that they carry with them everywhere and starts whipping them.
It's ridiculous.
Is that not normal?
Oh, I'm sorry. You know what? I've never been to Texas. Is that how it works in Texas? Am I mistaken in my California bubble?
Yeah, no, like in certain areas in California, you can't wear the wrong colors. In certain areas in Texas, you can't be the wrong color.
Oh wow! So they'll just pull out a giant bullwhip in their purse and just start whipping a fool.
Yeah, it's just good old fashioned Southern heritage.
Oh, nice. And all the titles are great. Like neighbor learns shocking family secret. Kid signals for help by playing Wordle. Oh, crazy Karen takes toy away from kids, then this happens. And at the end, it always is the racist person gets, like, busted by some black person who's in, like, more power. They're fucking hilarious. I genuinely recommend the channel, just because it's funny.
I think my favorite morality plays I've ever seen were the ones from whenever I was still going to church. You know, I was younger, like a preteen or some shit.
Yeah.
And one of the ones, like, this one will always be stuck with me just because it's so genuinely fucked up and everyone around is clapping like, oh yeah, this is good. This is a good thing. It's like, it was some weird school shooter thing, right? Where they have, the kid is coming in to shoot people because they're Christian. And every single one of them he asks, are you a Christian? Yes. He shoots him in the fucking head. Are you a Christian? Yes. He shoots him in the fucking head. And he gets down to the last girl, or the last guy, whatever. Are you a Christian? And she's trying to save her life. But she says no. So he shoots her in the head anyway. And then all the fucking demons come out. And then everyone applauds.
Okay, what the fuck? All the demons come out?
Yeah, the demons come out to torture the girl to lie about being a Christian to save her life.
Oh, because he denied being a Christian in the face of death, so then he's going to hell. Yeah.
Yep.
Forgot how ridiculous that religion can be. I like Buddhism.
And then like one of the few situations you could say, and then everyone claps.
Yeah, that's fucking bizarre. Oh, that's like the what was those what was that guy in like the fucking 70s who did the chick tracts, I think they're called?
I mean those little comics they deliver?
Yeah. The Soul Snacks are kind of on par with the reality of those. It's just how bizarre the shit is. Like, what was it? Some kid is standing around waiting for his friend, and so, like, a cop, like, arrests him. And then, like, they're like, well, we've got him in cuffs. What do we do now? Oh, he might try to escape again. Or he might resist arrest. Hey, there's that rope in that old dumpster over there. Let's tie him up with the rope, too. It's like, it's comedic how bizarrely over-the-top racist these police are. And the white people in these shows. It's definitely entertaining. I genuinely was a little shocked that they weren't like, all right, let's string him up. You know?
And because I'm unsure at this point, because nowadays I can't tell, is this saying racism is good? Or
it's saying racism is bad. Because all the racists get in trouble at the end. Like, they lose their jobs, or they get arrested, or they get, like, fired, essentially, so... I want to know where they found the people to fucking play these roles, because they're so ridiculously over the top, and everybody is just so committed that it's fucking hilarious.
Oh, starving actors has now turned into actors starving for daddy detection, and they'll do anything if anyone gives them even a modicum of positive reinforcement. It's sad. Like, there was a documentary recently about how apparently easy it is to convince straight guys who want to be actors to get fucked in the ass. Like,
I was literally going to say we should start a porn studio. How the fuck did you read my mind? I was like, we need to start a porn studio. It's that simple. This is great. Easy pickings. Although I don't want to have sex with guys, I would rather we get women for that. But if we're gonna make money off of other people's suffering, I'll make do whatever we have to do it.
We'll have Samaj there as the pincushion.
Oh Jesus! No, Samaj has to bang all the dudes.
No,
he will.
No. you're not okay with either side of it. You don't want us to enjoy the suffering of others.
I don't like this conversation because it involves me.
This is the kind of conversation that ends in like jail time at some point.
No, but the fucking documentary was actually really fucking good, and by that I mean it was depressing as fuck, and I enjoyed every bit of it.
What was the name of said documentary? Because I'm gonna fucking find it.
I'll have to look it up. I was watching random shit on one of my pirate sites that I watch movies on, and I kind of ran out of regular shit to watch, and I was going through the list of documentaries and shit because I'd watched a couple on there, and I was just like, all right, that looks fucking weird. Let's check this out.
Holy fuck. I watched a Russian cartoon movie like that.
But yeah, apparently it took this guy less than, 15 days to go from, this is my first time trying to do any acting, yada, 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 to, I mean, it hurt, but, like, I mean, it was okay. It wasn't fucking 15 days, 2 weeks. From it'd be fun to be an actor. I mean, it hurt, but it wasn't too
bad. Let's see here. Is it The Social Dilemma?
No, I think it.
No.
It was something. The weird something of straight bait. Like I'll whenever I get back to the house, I'll fucking send it to you. Or I'll see if I can find it again. It's in my history, so I just gotta tap back enough because I only watched like last week.
Oh, nice. Okay.
But yeah, no, it was like something yada yada yada. The weird something of straight bait.
I wonder if I Google that. The weird something of straight bait. And I'm guessing BAIT like is in bait.
Yeah.
The weird paddle tail lure rigging secrets? Okay. I don't know what the fuck that even means. I'm assuming that has something to do with actual fucking fishing and not getting gay men to do gay sex by, accident.
That was about fly fishing, and I understood every word in that, and I've not been fly fishing once.
I've never been fly fishing, and I had no idea. That's fucking crazy. I found an article. Not only the brave, why straight actors playing gay are no longer automatically acclaimed. Oh no. Because now they just want gay actors. That's fucking hilarious. I love that. Like the 15 days between, oh, no thank you, to like, well, I mean, it wasn't as bad as I thought it could be. Are they paying them money? Are they giving them like a nominal, like $500-$600 or some like, nonsense like that?
Oh yeah, like the way they were doing it, and like the whole point was like they were trying to go out and get like straight dudes to do porn, and what they would do is they would get them like these like stupid little fake modeling jobs, the fake acting jobs, and pay them a little bit of money here to go do some commercial or something that's never going to be on anything ever, just so that they could do more and more shit, and then eventually be like, hey, we'll give you $5,000 if you get fucked in the butt by this big dude over here named Tyrone.
Big dude named Tyrone.
I mean, well,
yeah, you know what I really want to
that's basically how it went, and they did it to tons and tons of fucking people, like tons of dudes.
Oh, I'm sure. Yeah, I'm sure it's like a big market.
Like,
I've seen something about that, actually.
a buddy of mine, when he first said this, I was fucking flabbergasted. I was like, I don't know what the fuck that means. Okay, sure. And I didn't really truly make sense to me until after I watched the documentary. He's a gay dude, cool as fuck, but gay as a day is long.
Yeah.
But he says, yeah, I only fuck straight dudes. I was like, no, you don't. No, you
Well, aren't they?
Like,
don't they
you're
cease to be straight the minute they're having gay sex? Like at that point, they're just gay, right? I mean, like by definition.
You know, he said that, and for the longest time, I was like, that makes no fucking sense to me. But whatever, I'm not gonna argue with you. After seeing this, I was like, okay, no, yeah, I get it. Apparently, dudes is really fucking lonely and craving attention. They'll fucking do anything. Right?
Oh, because there's so many guys that can't get a girl right now. Because women have these like ridiculous expectations of like what they should be dating, even if they're like a 6 on the scale of 1 to 10 and have like fucking 10 cats in their house and never been on a date. You know, like Jesus, you're so fucking hideous yourself, and you're like me going after a 10. Be like, the fucking dude, of course I'm not gonna fucking get her. You know, like. Oh man, yeah, I don't understand that one.
Like whenever I first started, the term incel came up like back in like what 2015 or some shit like that, right?
Yeah, and about that.
My first instance, or my first thinking of it was, oh, those poor fuckers, and then it immediately went like every news covered your article about it. These violent, radical fucking women. It's like, oh, okay, y'all have lost the fucking plot.
Yeah.
Like, what the fuck? Y'all are basically just attacking these dudes for being lonely as fuck. And now, I no longer have sympathy for them. I no longer have sympathy because like they'll be the most average-looking dude, like a 5, going after 10s, and then go, just women are just the worst. Like they don't like anybody. It's like, no, you.
Whoa, really?
Okay.
Is that incels? Because that doesn't make sense to me. Like, why wouldn't you just lower your fucking standards? Like if you're going after 10s and it's not working, start going after you would think at the very least you might start going after 9s. You know, and eventually you'd work your way down to like, all right, I guess a 5's what I'm good for. You know, you know, like eventually you would think you would just eventually just work your way to that. Like
in the last, I don't know, like 5 or so years, I don't fuck with much anymore. Like just very rarely, because the women my age have all kind of dipped in quality, and so have I. My standards haven't. So I'm like, yeah, I'm good. I'll pass.
Well,
okay.
the personalities of younger women at this point are fucking awful too. Like they're totally like they're like aliens. Like I meet a lot of the younger girls in the VR chats where I do the karaoke thing. And yeah, I can't imagine wanting to spend any real like length of time with any of them. Like, I found a group of dudes that's like right around my age, like late 30s, early 40s, and I'm like, this is my group of people to hang out with. Thank you very much.
Abby, do you need to have a seat at Chris Hansen?
Wait, what? Oh, am I gonna be met by Chris Hansen? No, because I don't fuck around with children. Thank you very much. Nope. Not at all interested. I don't even want to spend time around children, much less do anything more. Thank you. They're fucking obnoxious.
And I always forget because, like, for the life of me, it makes zero sense for either of you to have procreated. But which one of you?
Oh, Daytois is the one that has a kid. Daytois has a kid.
Okay.
I hate children. I would never try to have kids. No, God no. That has been an active avoidance in my life of like never have children.
You just made it painful worse by having been born. He actively made it worse by creating more of himself.
Yeah, that's my environmental contribution is not making more. God, besides, like, if you had a kid, I assume you like, even if you hate children, like, if you had a child, you would eventually start to like it at some point. Like,
Me?
I mean, I assume. And like, wouldn't it kind of suck to have a kid and actually like it and then leave it in this world as it is now? Like, just starting out, like, be like, all right, good fucking luck, because I don't know what the fuck you're gonna do. Like, there ain't jobs that are gonna, none of the jobs are gonna pay your rent, and then you go to college, they're just gonna turn you into some sort of like fruit bat, and then fucking put you out with like a set of skills that's not gonna get you a job or really earn you any money. Unless you're putting the fucking kid into like eventually he wants to go into gay porn, you know. Apparently there's plenty of that around. Oh, goddamn. Oh, I'm trying to watch that fucking new Matrix movie, the fourth one in there, or whatever it is. I think it's the fourth one.
I try to forget that movie even exists.
The Matrix Resurrections.
If that's what it's called.
Yeah, I was. I don't think I'm gonna finish it. I got like an hour into it, and I'm like, this is just all kind of like rehashing all the plot points from the first movie, but in like weird, dumb ways.
Yeah, I have no interest in that movie.
Yeah, it was pretty bad. Oh, your connection not great, Mr. Satan?
Now I was switching back to. I was hopping on the desk. The laptop.
Oh, okay, yeah. I'm not out smoking or something anymore.
No, I am smoking. I wasn't not driving anymore.
Oh, yeah, I didn't realize you were driving. Huh, nice.
You couldn't
Yeah,
tell by all that background sound?
I naturally tune out background noises because I always have that ringing in my ear anyway, so it's habit. I don't even notice them most of the time.
I was watching the Matrix Revelations, right?
Yeah, Revelation.
Or Revolutions, or something like that, whatever. But like, I thought my computer was. I thought it was just buffering on some of the scenes.
Because they'll just stop for no reason.
No, like because it looked like shit.
Oh,
and I thought it was like downgrading in quality.
Yeah,
no, it was full HD. That's how they put it out.
That was actually why I bought the monitor I bought. So I got a new computer. It's just like, it's finally shipping to me now, but I've been waiting for it to get here. But I figured I'd get a new monitor too. And I was like, oh, I can get like a 4K, and then I was like, yeah, no, there's no point in getting 4K because my eyes are bad, and the nobody's putting out anything in 4K that's worth watching.
Well, I will say, if you get a 4K monitor and you were watching nothing but like fucking 1080p shit, that thing will last for fucking ever.
Really?
Because like,
I just figured $200 for a 32-inch monitor wasn't bad.
Oh, that's
full
actually
HD, so I was like, that's good enough for me, man.
That's not bad. That's actually a pretty decent price.
Yeah, it was on like a 30% sale or some shit on Amazon. I was like, I'll take that.
If it was on a half sale, then yeah, they were just ripping you off and telling you it was because if there was one twice that price, it's nobody's buying that.
Yeah, no. It was normally like $275 or something for a 32-inch, and then it was like $197 or something like that. So it wasn't too bad.
Going back to the other conversation we were having, it was like $5,000 for a 10-inch.
For a 4K?
No, for the straight bait thing.
Oh, the straight bait thing. $5,000 for a 10-inch. Well, I mean, what's the safety? I've never engaged in gay sex, and I don't know, but is there like a safety limit? Like, is there like a too long penis or something? Or like maybe you got to work your way up, or the intestines will get all fucked up or something? I don't know.
I will say, apparently not. No, because I used to work. I mean, not in gay porn, but just, I shot some stuff for a while because I'm a videographer. That's what I do, and there was I had an opportunity to go shoot porn. I was like, all right, yeah, sure.
Yeah, somebody's going to pay you to shoot porn. You might as well make the money, right?
The stories I heard
in that, man. Oh my god, the things I smelled.
Oh God, the smell. I can imagine. That's
There
the
is
one thing
there's
that
a
people don't believe in until they see it. I fucking believe it. I have no doubt that the fucking smell on a porn set is fucking horrendous.
and a lot of these places that were just being shot in like a random fucking house in some neighborhood, right?
Yeah.
If I didn't know which house it was, like I pulled up and I was like, I'm not sure exactly where I'm going. I could just drive around, my windows open, and go like, oh, I'm close. Like
Oh,
it's filthy. Like
it's
it is
just like
disgusting.
uncleaned fucking jizz and vaginal secretions and fucking shit all mixed together and rotting in a moist environment, no doubt.
Oh yeah, what was that senator's name that was super anti-gay and then
Santorum.
Stentor? Yeah, the frothy mixture of cum, semen, and
Lube.
shit
Yeah,
and
shit.
lube and oh yeah, no, it's oh that dumb motherfucker should just stop talking. They made it worse every time he opened his mouth.
God damn. Yeah, no, I imagine porn sets are not great. I know when I was like in fucking high school, I would think like, oh, I wonder, it's got to be so hot to be like the camera guy on a porn set. Like you probably like have to worry about popping a boner all the time. And then as I grew into an adult, I'm like, nah, it's probably not that hard to fucking not have any interest in what you're shooting after a while. I imagine it just becomes mechanical and gross.
Yep.
Oh man. Did you do gay porn or just like a mix of everything?
I only shot one bi scene, and that was weird.
Oh, was it weird being in the room while people are having sex and doing weird stuff like that in front of you?
It's weird being in the room when two dudes are sitting there fucking each other while a girl's sitting there watching them.
Oh.
Like
She's just
that
hanging
was
out
like
watching.
because I was unaware of that being the thing whenever we started. They did not let me know. There was no warning. So
Oh.
whenever like I was made aware of it whenever he said, "All right, now go and pop the dick in your mouth," and she's not the one that moved. I was like,
Oh.
what the fuck?
God damn, that's hilarious.
Not even a warning.
I know.
And then everyone.
Oh, go ahead.
Everyone always asks. Yes, I was in one. I was credited, but it was just my foot, or at
Your
least
foot?
what the part of my foot you could see.
Oh, they had to put your credit in because your foot ended up in a shot or something?
No, it was inside of her.
Oh no. She put her pussy on your foot, dude. That's fucking. Oh no.
Yeah, it was weird, but I got to lay on my ass with my foot up on a cushion for like 2 hours that day.
Oh,
Just
she
don't
did
move.
that for
Oh,
2
all right, cool.
hours?
Oh no, this was like the whole fucking shoot, like not just that one fucking thing for 2 fucking hours. Like this was about entire thing, but they didn't want me to move the entire time. So I just sat laying down for 2 fucking hours.
That's a
like,
long
all right.
fucking time to lay down and do nothing, but you're getting paid, right? So fuck it.
Yeah, and this was no camera work. This was literally just you were for this one. Your talent just lay down. She's gonna fuck your foot. Oh, okay. Okay.
That's fucking weird. Did she fucking orgasm on your foot?
Pretty sure she pretended to. I don't think she actually did.
Well, I mean, I would assume you'd feel like the muscles.
No. At that point, it's my entire ass fucking foot, like whole fucking foot. Like no, I'm not, I don't. There's no. This was just weird, and that bitch is gross.
Do you make eye contact, or do you just like close your eyes and pretend to be somewhere else?
I had my head back the whole time because the dude had the camera sitting on my fucking stomach the whole time.
Oh, okay. Oh, that's got to be even weirder. Honestly, that would be the part that would make me more uncomfortable. Like some guy hanging out on my stomach with a fucking camera. Like, nah, dude.
Wait till yeah no. You know how they do those POV scenes?
Do they hook up a camera to the guy's head or some shit?
If it's they're doing solo stuff, yeah, but that's usually the guy, like he's the director, the talent, and everything, like whatever, yada yada.
Yeah, yeah.
Like whenever they're like
doing
it's a multi person shoot, yada yada, like, and it's not just the two people there. No, the camera guy is just hugging the fucking that's yeah. He's just hugging the dude with camera. But yeah, it's fucking weird.
Like he's hugging the back of the guy. Then I'm assuming, right?
Yep.
Oh, that's got to be real fucking awkward. Holy shit!
Yeah.
Like you're getting blown, and all you're seeing is like the fucking camera and like the side back view of the cameraman's head. Oh, that'd be so fucking. How did they've got to use a lot of fucking Viagra in that business. Jesus Christ.
If it's even Viagra, I know there's that shot that you can stick in your dick and it makes you hard for hours.
Yeah, something like that. You'd have to.
I know they use that in a lot of porn. It's like, yeah, you're even if you come, I mean, it's still gonna be hard, and you gotta stay awake. Don't fall asleep. You'll fucking die, or you might die.
No, and like I talked with a bunch of these dudes that was doing it. I worked with like 2, 3 mostly, and then a few other randoms, like a bunch all the time. But I only did this for a few, like a couple of months. Like, I think maybe for about like 10 weeks.
Yeah.
So I was like, nah, I'm good. I'm good. Like the money is good, but this is fucking weird.
Or was the money good?
Yeah. I was getting $500 a day, whether I was there for 5 minutes or for 12 hours.
Damn.
Okay, no, I was there longer than 12 hours. The longest one we had, longest shoot we had was 19. Oh, okay. I got there at like 18 and a half, 19 hours.
Damn, $500. But then I'm sure there were plenty of days where you were there for like an hour or two and left. So.
Oh yeah, no, like there's I think the quickest day I had was 15 minutes because 2 people didn't show up, and they were just like, you know what, fuck it. The guy was pissed and just canceled the whole fucking set. Like, didn't no, everyone go the fuck home. We're done. It's like, all right, I'm there 15 minutes. I'm still getting paid.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
But like most of the days were normally around like 6 hours, 6, 7 hours.
That's not bad. Yeah, like, $500 for 6, 7 hours of work. It's pretty decent right there.
Yeah, like, and that's what we were doing, like 3 shoots, which is what we would normally do if we were doing for the full day. It was 3 shoots, and that's about 6, 7 hours.
Nice.
So
and, as long as you have a decent understanding of like how to frame the fucking porn and like keep everything in focus, not missing the good parts that they want caught on the camera, I'm sure they're happy to keep you coming back every time.
Yeah.
I mean, at least you could say you did it.
Oh, that's a great story to tell to like friends and like bar people. Like if I'm trying to get a job, telling people like a job like in doing videography and photography and like production and stuff, telling them that is that instantly your resume gets put to or your application gets put to the bottom of the shred bin.
Oh yeah, I would imagine. Yeah, there's like a weird fucking hatred of people that do porn in Hollywood.
Well, no, it's the people don't care. It's just if they don't want other people to know, because other people do care a fucking lot and have issues with it. Like, and I will tell this to anyone who will listen. You know why computer viruses became such a huge fucking thing in the early days of the internet?
No.
The Catholic Church.
Really? They were paying?
The Catholic Church spent billions and billions and billions of dollars worldwide putting viruses on anything that had to do with anything
Pornography.
they deemed immoral.
Damn.
Which
Man, the Catholic Church fucking hates everything. They're the ones that kind of funded the whole, like, ban gay marriage in California thing. Prop 81 or whatever.
You know, like, if someone doesn't know anything about that, I would say that's a conspiracy theory, but it makes sense.
Oh, I can show them receipts where the Catholic Church admitted to it, and then for years said, yes, this was a good thing. We're glad we did it. And then whenever the backlash, like the times changed, they went, oh no, never mind. That wasn't us. We didn't do that. I'm sorry. No, we didn't. No, he never said that. That was the thing that is definitely not on video of him saying. Like fucking leaders of the Catholic Church.
What do you mean a lawsuit? What do you mean lawsuit and lawyer? We don't know what you're talking about. Because I can assume is people could go after them for damages to their PC and potentially like lost income from like work they missed because, you know, like they lost documents or something.
Guess who you cannot sue ever?
The Catholic Church?
No, the Vatican City.
Oh.
And all they have to do, if it ever actually did become like a giant worldwide class action lawsuit, is just say it was by the direct order of the Vatican City, and then now every single one of those complainants is just, well, you're shit out of luck. There are two entities in the world that you cannot sue: the Vatican City and Pfizer.
And Pfizer.
I believe it.
Goddamn. Yeah, I don't doubt that for a second. Pfizer is probably on the same level of immunity, yeah.
Oh, yeah, there is a...
fucking ridiculous, but believable.
A NATO... because how it became a fucking issue with NATO, I have no fucking idea. But there is a NATO agreement that all of the NATO countries will not support any of their citizens bringing any litigation against Pfizer for anything involving the COVID vaccines. They cannot be sued. Period.
Damn. Yep. I wonder how long it's going to be before people find out that there's a really good reason to sue Pfizer. You know, like, or a lot of really good reasons.
I'm still just mad that I didn't, because I really thought the backlash was going to be way fucking bigger than it was, and it was not. It was just a bunch of angry fucking idiots talking about fucking their metallic fucking arms and shit. But like a buddy of mine was trying to get me to invest in Pfizer, like right at the beginning of everything. I was like, nah, dude, this is gonna go. No, hell no. This is gonna be bad for them. I promise. I was wrong. He was right.
Should have taken the fucking investment advice.
Even after the two splits they had, because Pfizer split their stock twice in the last 2.5 years. Twice. Meaning like they you kept the same value of your stock, but they doubled the amount that you had. Right?
Damn.
Just because their price was inflating so fucking rapidly that they had to double the amount of stocks and then like half the cost of them, just so that the individual price wasn't so fucking ridiculous. They've done that twice. And even with that, the value of his stock from 2.5 years, or sorry, he got in a little bit late, so it was a little bit less than 2.5 years now, but already up, even with the splits, 7,000%.
Damn. So if you bought $100, that'd be worth what? 70 grand?
Oh no, multiply that by 4. If it was $100, because you're talking about the 7,000. Actually, no, 7,000% would be 69 times, not 70, right? Because the first 100% is the
700 times,
value.
Right?
No, it'd be 69 times.
Why 69?
Because the first 100% is its original value. So if it was 100% and then 100%, it didn't gain any value,
so
right?
You get 6,900, so 6,900.
No, it's 69.
69,000? Okay. Yeah, because I'm saying if you put in $100 at 7,000%.
Okay, look at it this way. You have 7,000%, right? First off, just go ahead and minus that by 100 because you're not getting the original value of the 100, right?
Yeah. So you have 6,
and then divide that by
6,900.
100. So it's times 69.
Yeah.
So for the
So
if you
then
put in
$100, you'd have
you bought $100 of Pfizer
6,900.
stock. It's 69 times 2 times 2. That $100 you put in is $27,600.
Don't argue with him. He's an accountant. Shut up.
Okay, I just don't understand where
it's what I'm
the
saying.
times 2 comes in. I don't understand that part.
Because they split their stock twice.
Oh, because they split the stock. Okay, that makes sense now. I get it then.
Yeah, no, but also he didn't put in $100. He put in 10 grand.
Oh, damn. So that is, let's see here, 10,000 times 69
$2.76 million.
times 2. Yeah, 2.76 mil. That's pretty.
And actually,
fucking
it's a little bit more than that because he put in a little bit more than 10,000. But he bought as close to as he could get to 10,000. So it ended up being like 10 point something thousand. And yeah, so he's sitting on about $3 million profit because of the pandemic.
Damn.
And I am pissed that I didn't listen to him.
Yeah,
but this is also the same. This is also the same guy that just lost like fucking $100,000 in a day because of fucking Bitcoin. So.
Oh yeah. Bitcoin and all the other fucking crypto went fucked.
Yeah, he also lost another like 20 or 30,000 because of fucking Doge, like not too long ago.
Oh damn. Yeah, my brother made like $1,000 or $2,000 off of like Dogecoin, and then just never fucking involved himself with any of it ever again. And I was like, that's actually pretty smart.
I made like on Doge, I think I made like $80-$90 before I was like, this is getting weird. It's jumping up and down way too fucking frequently. As soon as it hits high, I'm gonna dump it because this is gonna take a fucking crash very soon, and it did. So. But I only put in like $1,000 fucking bucks. Like I wasn't trying to. Yeah. Plus, I have to do weird trades because I'm not attaching my social to my Bitcoin wallet.
Yeah, no, because you're not retarded.
So I can't just go and buy and sell anytime I want to. I have to go find people looking to sell at the certain price points, and then just do a private transaction with them because otherwise I have to like attach my social and then verify my identity with my social to my accounts, and I'm not doing that.
Yeah,
the whole point of cryptocurrencies was that it was supposed to be deregulated, anonymous. And it's not. Yeah,
it's not anonymous. So, it's not deregulated if it's not anonymous. Also, what's up, Mad Metal Man? The broken ass math is something to do with accounting. It's just why Satan knows what he's talking about, and none of us have any idea what the fuck is going on. Oh man, that's crazy.
I can explain it again. It's really not hard. It's actually very, very simple.
No, I get it now. I'm just saying, like, you know, when you were explaining it in the first place, it's like, of course, none of us knew what was going on because we're not accountants and none of us are investing cash. Well, I don't know. Maybe you do, Samaj. I don't know. I don't want to.
No. I mean, some of the stuff you don't really need to be an accountant for, but I'm not. I'm not gonna,
when you're talking about what he made, you can't add in the value of the original, like the cost basis of the stock when talking about the profit, because then you're talking like if I bought 1,000 stock or $1,000 worth of stock and it made $10, I didn't make $1,010 profit. I made $1,000 or I made $10, right?
Yeah.
One sec, guys.
Yep.
It probably is the porn director calling him back for another foot job.
And they're like, we need your foot. Your foot's famous. Everybody likes your foot.
I hate you.
I love that story. I'm never going to forget it. I'm going to share it everywhere I go.
I've always wondered if there was out there somewhere porn, because I know there's feet people, of somebody having sex with somebody's foot, and now I know there is. I always assumed it would be just barely breaking the surface, so to speak. I never realized you could fit the whole foot in a vagina. That's fucking impressive.
That
It's ankle deep, bro.
dude, the vagina is meant to push out babies. I think it could take a foot. Maybe not Michael Jordan, but I mean, probably
like
Satan.
the toenails. Wouldn't they scratch some stuff? I don't fucking know.
Yeah, but bitches are nasty. They don't care. They'll deal with it.
Fair point. How is this not have more viewers? Why is there no? Why do we not have thousands of fucking audience members?
You should be grateful because this is not a story you really want circulating for that. That's why that's
demonetization right there. If we were making money,
I mean, if you had a certain amount of views, maybe be okay. But I mean, if let's say you get like 1,000 or something, like you're gonna nuke this channel. Don't do it. Don't do it.
Oh yeah, no.
Those are not stories you want to share.
You act like I have some sort of ability to gain a large audience.
I suppose. I mean, you don't even use fucking hashtags to try and promote this shit.
I don't look. Like you said, if we get a large enough audience, it'll just get nuked.
Fair enough.
I mean, to be fair, like nobody wants to hear anything that's not like the fucking corporate drone anymore. Well, people want to hear more. I mean, just like the fucking companies won't tolerate it. They're tightening that
enough.
noose. Or fucking e-girls.
Yep. Yeah.
See, there's where the fucking money is. You could be an e-girl and sell pictures of your boobies for like half minimum wage on fucking OnlyFans now.
Or you could just be one of those VTubers and commission artists to draw nudes of you, and then just put it on your OnlyFans.
Oh, really? That's right. Yeah. There we do. There we go. I sound like a girl, right? I could be a VTuber.
Get a voice modulator. We'll see. There's there's this one VTuber out there. I think her name is Fifi, and from what I could tell, I don't know. Like I think it's like Just Fans or whatever. Because OnlyFans they shit the bed when they tried to get rid of the.
Oh yeah, there's
stuff.
A bunch of other shit. Yeah, there's a bunch of other sites that are clones now.
Yeah, because I mean, no one wants to go to OnlyFans because they don't trust them, and rightfully so. So, I think it was like Fifi who does that. She commissions artists, and then you go on there and you pay to get on there. There's nudes of her avatar, and she gives some of the profits to the artist as well. So it's a lucrative thing. She made enough money to buy an ad on like was it the New York Stock Exchange or whatever it is. They have the big building things. Yeah.
Ha.
So, yeah, I mean, it's clearly lucrative money, and not everyone knows who she is. But well, there you go.
Hey, you make the money.
Didn't her like? This is the VTuber, right?
Yep.
Didn't her like face get? Didn't she put out a face reveal recently? And she's this beard, like big, awkward-looking, chubby, no-chin fat girl.
No,
I don't know. Who are you talking about?
Well, okay, maybe the thing is with Fifi is that she's a bit of a troll, so she'll take very.
Not her, not Melody.
I don't know if there was a bit. Yeah.
The other big VTuber that recently got fucking huge. Wasn't she the one that put out the fucking ad?
I don't know. I have been out of that kind of stuff for a while. I hear about it a little bit. I'm not saying you're wrong. It probably did happen.
Same. I just was hearing about it like through headlines on Twitter, and I could be wrong. So
it could be someone else. I mean, the VTuber stuff is really blown up. So there's a lot of them coming out there, and drama's coming up always because it's women. So there's always going to be drama.
I see one picture and it doesn't look. I don't know if this is the right face or not. If this is Fifi, hold on. I will post it in the Discord so people can see it. That's supposedly Fifi's face reveal.
Never mind. Not the one I saw.
You're talking about Project Melody.
Project Melody, she's the hentai one, the one that does Chatterbait videos. I don't know if she ever got revealed or not.
She fucking did a video with Nux, and I thought that shit was hilarious.
Yes, Nux is just—he's just funny. I like Nux.
Nux is usually funny. Every now and then, like whenever he gets into like his own little pseudo, like I'm in my own little community, fucking jokes where he's making. I have no idea what the fuck you're talking about, and it just sounds like you're just navel gazing. You got big, and now you're fucking obnoxious. Sometimes
don't see a Project Melody face reveal because there's too many people who did like slutty cosplays of Project Melody.
Fair enough.
This is the only one I see that might be. And it doesn't look like what you're talking about. Although there's so many of these fucking VTube whores that like
it was a big fat white girl with no chin.
See,
that,
I can.
She was a pale fat female version.
Was that
Gargura?
What was
the comedian?
Because there's that Gargura chick that fucking constantly talks about food, so I wouldn't be surprised if that was her.
The Gargura, like all those Hololive girls, they had channels before, and they had showed their faces. They were just actors, and they were looking for jobs, and the Hololive hired them. So like their face reveals are all out there, so we know who they are. Yeah,
Stabby, if you come across a white bitch that's just big and looks like a fat version with no chin of Harlan Williams, that's what I'm talking about.
Oh,
that's
you know what? It's probably made some sort of fucking news. Let's see.
But anyway, I do gotta go though because I gotta start. I gotta finish up dinner. If the rest of it's already cooked, I gotta have to do my portion of it because it's already gonna be late.
Yeah, fair enough.
Talk to you later. Right.
Later,
bye.
I don't think I'm going to find it, and we should probably wrap it up anyway at this point.
Sounds good. All right. So,
thanks everybody for joining us.
Good to see you, Mad Mailman.
Oh yeah, absolutely, always.
Yeah. Satan's still mad he didn't invest.
Oh,
yeah, fair enough.
Invest in that fucking documentary title. I need that documentary in my life.
Look, even if Pfizer did get sued for all the COVID
oh yeah, you can sell
stuff,
before you lost too much anyway.
Well, it won't matter. They're still going to make a profit.
Yeah, for sure.
Even if the shit hits the fan and they have to pay everyone huge amounts of money, they're going to be fine.
They made more money on this than ever in history.
There are stuff that like if you look up in the history of Pfizer, they have like skeletons in their closet like you wouldn't believe. They have fucking countries of graveyards of skeletons. That's how much they have. They can get through it. So that's scary to think about. But
I would just hope if it got that bad, somebody would start shooting them. Like, some psycho would be like, I'm just going to fucking kill everybody who's on the Pfizer board.
And maybe that could happen, but there again, they'll still survive. Even if you kill
the
every
company
one
will
of them.
Be there, yeah.
Oh yeah, the company and the corruption, everything will still be there. They're like herpes. You can't get rid of them. I mean, you can do the best you can. They are still coming back.
Oh, now it sounds like a challenge.
I mean,
we should go. On that note, everybody have a nice
I am not gonna Andy Worski the fucking Pfizer building, okay? No, don't you dare do that.